Hello everyone, this video is my Silent Hill 2 Remake Speedrun tutorial. The aim of this video is to help with getting the Faster Than Fog achievement or trophy, for which you have to finish the game in under 10 hours. We'll also be going for the Radio Silence achievement or trophy, for which you have to complete the game without using the radio, and the As Close As You Like achievement or trophy, for which you have to finish the game without killing enemies using ranged weapons. I've heard you can use the chainsaw to do the melee only run, but I'm doing this on New Game, so I don't have the chainsaw. I'm just using the wood with nails and the metal pipe all the way through. So yeah, this is done on New Game. I'll also be playing through on standard puzzle difficulty and standard combat difficulty. So if you're planning on playing on hard, bear in mind that some of the puzzles that I'm doing will be different to your puzzles, so it may not fit too well. I'd recommend just doing this for the achievements on standard or even easy if you just want to make it as easy as possible on yourself. If you put the puzzle difficulty on standard and the combat on easy, your puzzles will line up nicely with me and your combat will be really easy, I suppose. But I did both on standard just for a little bit of a challenge, but not too much. So yeah, the run ends up being around just under 4 hours. Not too bad. Not the quickest that I've done in the past. But hopefully the guide helps you out. I tried real hard to work point to point and get this done. I'm not focusing too much on endings, although I will be putting out videos talking about the endings and also collectibles real soon. If you want to support me, just drop a like on the video, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And if you want to support me a bit further, you can always follow me over on my live stream channel at twitch.tv/ifreams. So yeah, I've rambled enough. Let's get this going. Okay, so we're going to skip all the cutscenes we can, just to save time. This run ends up being about 3 hours and 40 minutes. I'm not sure how the game deals with cutscenes time-wise, whether they don't count or not. I'm assuming they don't, but I guess we'll find out. So, this opening part is pretty straightforward. You're just following the path into the woods. We'll reach the graveyard soon enough. Also, I just wanted to say, sorry if I sound terrible. I've been sick recently, so I don't sound too great. Apologies for that. I might sound quite nasally. I may have to mute my mic every so often. Quick tactical mic mute. If I'm coughing, so excuse me if the mic suddenly goes quiet. Right, so really enjoying this game so far. Wanted to try my best to get this run out. I probably mentioned this in the intro, but I wanted to make this run point to point and really as accurate as possible in regards to where you've got to go. 10 hours is plenty of time for the Faster Than Fog achievement. I really feel like they were really generous with the time for that one. I feel like under 5 hours probably would have been better. Maybe 6 would have been a better achievement. Most people, I feel like, if they're going for the different endings, probably won't need this guide after a while. But I know that some people just like to have something like this to follow with a game like this, because, you know, it's puzzle-based and finding the right items and going the right way is kind of difficult after only a couple of playthroughs. My first playthrough took me well over 10 hours, so it can seem like getting it done under that is kind of crazy, but it's very, very doable, as with most games when you know where you go in and you go in the right way all the time. You can do things really, really fast. Speedrun-wise, though, I think the community's probably hoping that we'll find some good skips for this game, because otherwise this run's going to be really long, like a good 3 hours or something like that. But we'll see. Only time will tell what the community finds. Usually people are finding crazy glitches that allow you to skip chunks of the game, which is always great for speedruns. Generally, I think speedrunners like to see runs that are only a couple of hours long around that mark. At least with the horror community anyway. The same thing happened with Resident Evil 4 Remake. People went for the any percent run just because you could skip stuff, and I know some people don't like the glitches, but generally the runs that are around an hour or two are the ones that are the most popular, especially with these games that are longer. But anyway, when you get down here, you're going to want to swing a left through this fence, and around the back here you can jump through the window and find yourself a key. I'll try to turn the brightness up on the video, just because I know this game is really dark, so if the color looks a little bit washed out, that's because I've cranked up the brightness. I wanted to make sure that you can see where I'm going I know that this game can look like looking into a used barrel of oil at times, so I'll do my best to make things visible. Alright, so back en route then. I was working just with save points during this run, so I would just figure out an area, run to the save point, save it, figure out the next area, and then load it up, and just to really get the run, like I mentioned before, point to point, going the right way at all times kind of thing. I don't check the map a whole lot, but feel free to check it yourselves. I'm pretty sure if you pause the game, your time doesn't increase, so if you need to watch me and then, you know, pause your game up whilst you're watching and then continue and follow me that way, that'll probably work. Even if you double the time that I spend in this run, you'll still have time left, but you don't have to follow along with me to get the melee only and the radio off, but I did it in this run just to nail a few of the tough achievements out the way, so you can always copy me for those few if you want. On New Game Plus, you can get a chainsaw, and I'm not sure if that counts as a melee weapon. I assume it does. I assume it doesn't count as a ranged weapon, but I wouldn't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. You may be able to just do New Game Plus and use the chainsaw to get the achievement for only using melee weapons. It's very possible. But I didn't want to do that. I felt like, you know, I'd rather do it with just the ones from New Game. I wanted to do a New Game run for this. I usually do when I do these kind of runs. So arriving into the town then, grab that map. We're coming this way over to the right. And we're going to keep following the street. I know it's a little difficult to follow along with the fog. But you'll start seeing blood on the floor in the street here. And as we get further in, we'll have to turn left into an alleyway. We'll get this cutscene first, though. Our first enemy.
Hey, wait.
Keep following the blood on the floor. It's always a good rule of thumb. Especially in early stages in these games. But James is doing a good job of being a typical video game character and not immediately recognizing that this is some sort of monster. Keeps calling out to it and stuff. Hello? Stupid. Yeah, keep following, and then you want to crawl into this garage here. Alright. So we're gonna squeeze through the gap right here. I didn't use this save point. I wanted to keep going a little bit more before I hit this save point. Sometimes I stretch it out in between save points. Other times I use them quite a bit. Just depends on the area I'm in, really. So we get the radio here, and when you pick it up, it is on. So if you're going for the radio off achievement, just go into your inventory immediately and turn it off. And you should be good from that point. Sorry if you can hear my dog going crazy in the background. Alright, so we only have the melee weapon at the moment. We're just going to do our best to dodge attacks. With these early enemies, it's a good idea to only try and hit a couple of times. And then get a couple of smacks in and dodge. Do your best to time it right. If you keep just going for continuous attacks, you're probably going to get, like, hit by the acid spit. Alright, so we're going to jump through this window. And head this way. Through the gate here. And we're approaching our first save point. Feel free to save it if you want to, when I do. Like I said, I was just using these as kind of a point where I felt like I'd made some good progress. I'd save it, figure out the next area, then load it up. Alright. So there's my first save point. And continuing on from there, I'll edit out my save so you guys don't see me messing around in menus and stuff. So if you're looking to just continue right on, we can do that. We're going to come out of this alleyway and go left. So when you see me reach a save point, it's a good rule of thumb to maybe pause the video while you get yourself sorted out if you're saving yourself or whatever. Come in here, run straight over to the cash register, open it and take the coin. You can jump over the bar to your right if you want to. I just tend to try and dodge these guys and run straight back out the door. And then we can leave. We're going to go back the way we came, but run past the alleyway this time. We need to get the coin, the glue, half of the record, and also a button for the jukebox. So we're going to go around and get all those pieces, and then go to the bar to get stuff done. We're going to come in here quickly on the right just to get this health drink, and then we're going to leave. So this is kind of like a crossroads where there's 4 places you can go into. I just wanted to show the map quickly there if you wanted to know exactly where I am. We got to go down this way. I think it's groovy music we're going towards. Yeah. The place we just went to is, I think, is the Texan bar or the Texan cafe or something like that. But this is groovy music. We're going to go in there. And a couple of enemies in here. You can fight them if you want to. I like to try and just lure them away from the window and then just smash the window and jump through. You can't just dodge past them. It's up to you if you want to fight them or not, though. Because I'm just using the melee weapons. Obviously, that's all I can do at the moment, but later in the game, it does take a lot longer to fight enemies with the melee stuff. Alright, so we got to open this door. We got the stuff we need. These guys are desperately trying to hit me, but I'm just going to dip. Alright, now we've got to go to... I think it's the Soul Apartments or something like that. I'm pretty sure it begins with an S. Either way, it's back the way we came up the street. Yeah, that's where the button is. That's the last thing we need now. We've got the coin. And the record and the glue. So we're going to keep going this way. Straight on. I'll try to show the map occasionally, especially if the area I'm in is complicated. I think a lot of the time, with the way I work this run out, it's quite easy to follow along just by doing what I do. But some areas are a little bit weird and really dark. In particular, some areas just are really bad for that. So when visibility is bad, I'll do my best to show the map and just show where we're going exactly. And this town can be a little bit confusing just because of the fog and stuff, you know. Can't see into the distance. Alright. So, we are at the apartments. Like I said, I think it's called the Soul Apartments or something like that. Okay. So we need to squeeze through the gap in the wall here by pushing this thing out the way. And then we're going to come in here and grab for the room 5 apartment key. I think that was number 5. I'm pretty sure. And then we need to go all the way up and around, and I think we go to the left and then left again and into this room. There we go. And we need to squeeze through this gap. Another cutscene to skip. Squeeze through another gap. Jump out the window. We need to go up. Come around. Jump through this window. And we need to go in here so we can reach in and get the button for the jukebox. In these early stages, we don't have the torch, so I think they were a little bit nicer with the environment and with not making it too dark. As soon as you get that torch, man, the game gets way darker. Okay. So, heading out this way and down the ladder then. Right. Open up the gates and head through. Now we need to go to Neely's bar, which is this way, I believe. Let me check the map. Make sure we're going the right way, yeah. Kind of at a diagonal. It's a good idea to get everything collected before we go and mess with the jukebox, you know? Otherwise you're doing a lot of back and forward. Alright. So, skip this cutscene after interacting with the jukebox. We need to try and put the record in, and then the jukebox will break. You'll get the other half of the record, combine that with the one you've already got and the glue, you'll get the full record. Then interact with the jukebox again. You need to interact with the thing on the right, then the thing on the left, thing on the right twice, pull down the blue thing, and then interact with the thing on the right again, and then you can put the record in. And then you want to use the coin, and then you want to put the jukebox button on, and you want to press C2, so the blue button up top and then 2, and this will play our record. Skip the cutscene, and we get Neely's bar key for that. Alright, so we're going to head this way, and open up this door now. Cool. And go over to our right, and we need to push this up against the wall, so we can climb it and go through. There we are. And we can open this to get a med drink. I do show throughout the run where to get, like, health items in particular. Because I'm not using guns, if you are using guns, you're going to have to, like, scavenge around a bit for your own ammo. I do show where the weapons are. The pistol, well, you need to collect the pistol, but the shotgun and the rifle, I do show their locations in this run, but I just don't show where ammo is. So come through here then and interact with this pile of bloody clothes on the floor. And you can fight these enemies, but you can also just run away. And you've only really got to dodge this one. Couple of cheeky dodges and just get past that one and leave. It's easier than fighting 4 enemies at once. And we need to go left when we come out of here. And you'll have a bunch of enemies chasing you and stuff, but just try to keep running. If anything gets too close, you might want to give it a couple of smacks and then run away. But you can also just dodge stuff and just keep going. If you feel like anything's getting a little too close, just keep spamming that dodge button and you should be fine. Because we haven't killed many enemies in the streets, there's a lot lurking around. But you know, we're trying to save time. We don't want to be here all day fighting every enemy. There's so many. But keep going all the way down. So I think I probably mentioned this already, but I am running this on standard, both puzzle and combat difficulty. I know it's still pretty early days in the run, but if you're doing this on hard, bear in mind that your puzzles might not line up with mine. And to do this really fast, you kind of want to know the solutions for a lot of the puzzles. And if you're doing, like I said, if you're doing hard puzzle mode, your puzzles are going to be different. So just bear that in mind. So there's another save point if you want to hit it. If you want to pause the video while you save, I understand. But after that, we're going to come out and up these stairs and come through this way on the second floor. And we're going to head right all the way down. And you can see this door open at the end. I'm pretty sure this is where we get the flashlight, finally. Alright, and then you're going to have this guy with the jump scare. You can see, like, almost immediately the game gets darker. It's crazy. Gave me a cheeky smack there. Oh, 2 hits, and then go for a dodge. Sometimes these guys are so awkward, and they just do weird movement stuff. It's just hard to get hits, but I think with the wooden plank as well, these guys take like 6 hits to down. When you get the pipe a little later, it only takes 4, which is pretty good. All right, so open up the drawer just behind where you got the flashlight and get the shoot key. And then we're going to come this way and head down the stairs that we originally came up. There's a lot of areas we don't really need to explore. Unless you're particular about getting ammo or more health items. Although, to be honest, if you're following along with me, you should end up with a ton of extra health items. It is best to be doing this on standard, I feel, for this run. If you're brave and you want to do stuff on hard, feel free. But, yeah, just bear in mind that I am using solutions that I already know to skip some puzzles in the game, because if you just know the solution, you can just open stuff that you would otherwise have to go and find solutions for, and it just saves us a ton of time. Alright, so we're coming all the way down here, trying to interact with this key. I'm not sure if you have to watch this cutscene or not, but I tend to, because the key gets kicked away from you, and I don't know if that triggers something else. It's possible that it does. Alright, so we can unlock this door now, come down here, And we're going to go back the way we came. Head to the left. Alright. And now this door on our left is open, which was previously closed. Come all the way down here. And at the end of this room, we want to go right. And we can grab the... I think it's the golden apple from the left handle here. We need this for a little later. There we go. Let's grab that. Alright. So I'll come out of here and go right. Perfect. And then left. I don't think I grabbed the key there that was on the floor. I'll probably go back and grab it in a second. We've got a med drink right here. Yeah, if you hear random sound effects, it's because originally I was doing this on stream. And it's probably picked that up on the recording, so... You may hear some random noises coming through from my alerts from stream and stuff, but... Yeah, sorry about that if you can't hear them in the background. I think at a certain point, like after a few parts of this, I ended up just doing it all off stream, so that shouldn't go on for too long. Sorry if there's random loud noises. I need to reconfigure my audio setup so I can separate those from recordings, but it is what it is. We'll just have to deal with it for now. So, we'll open up that door and come this way. And keep following this down. We're going to head through this... Oh no, not through that door. That's a locked one. Come down here and Pyramid Head is standing at the end of the corridor there if you want to take a look at him. But if you come right into this room on your left as you're coming down this corridor, he will despawn, so... Let's keep going. After squeezing through there, we're going to go into this room to get the pistol. You need to pick this up to progress, so once you pick that up, there are bullets and stuff on the counter, although I don't pick up any bullets until much later in the game when you have to. There's a point where you actually have to pick up some bullets in order for the game to progress, but right now I don't need to grab any. So we're going to squeeze back through here, and that'll cause this guy to spawn in front of the TV. But we just kind of want this key for room 212. Once you've done that, come in here and you can open this cupboard. Oh, I thought there was going to be a med drink there. That's pretty disappointing. Never mind. The guests don't open that cupboard. We can come out here and open up room 212 though. And is this the one with the drink in? I was probably confusing it for that one. There we go. Cheeky drink. Cheeky med drink. And we'll come through here, through this door. We got an enemy here to fight. Yeah, these guys are weird and they like to like hide on corners, so they run around and they'll wait for you like that. And surprise you. Alright, let's give it a few smacks. There we go. Leave me alone. Okay. So, now, I think we need to come out of here at this point, yeah. And then head this way to the right when you come out of that room. I'm going to run past these enemies, save me fighting them in a tight space. It's annoying to fight multiples. Pull this lever then to lower down the fire escape. And we're going to go into this room. There's an achievement for popping the balloons in this room, if you want to get that. Obviously, I can't shoot them, but it's up to you if you want to shoot those to get yourself an achievement. We're going to come in this room, though, and use the golden apple to open up the wardrobe. Push that out of the way, and then come through into this room. And I'm pretty sure the solution here is 13 right, 7 left, 11 right. I think I did it wrong there, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's 13 right, 7 left, and 11 right. There we go. Usually you'd have to look for the code on the walls, but like I mentioned, if you know the solutions, you can kind of skip some stuff and just get key items a little bit early in certain areas, which saves a lot of time when you're trying to do a run like this. And like I mentioned before, I'm not entirely sure about hard mode, whether the solutions are the same. With certain things like that, like the safe code being the same on hard mode, I honestly don't know. Someone out there will probably have to put it in the comment section or something. So, like I said, if you're following this guide, it's probably best if you're on standard mode just like me. More than likely, I'll have somebody in the comment section saying something like, Why didn't you tell me I couldn't do this on hard mode, even though I've said it like 3 or 4 times by now, including saying it in the intro, but it's not really, you know, you can't please everyone. There's always one. Alright, let's go through this door, and we've got our next save point here if you want to save it. After that, we're going to head up the stairs, all the way around, and through this door right here. Head to the left, and then all the way down, so we can squeeze through the gap here. And then watch out for the enemies in this room. That one was kind of sneaky. Went and hid in another corner. There's 2 of them, I think, in here, so be careful. Alright. Okay. Was it just the one? Did I fight 2 there? They all look the same. That sounds kind of racist, but yeah, you get what I'm getting at, man. There's not actually a huge amount of enemy variance in this game, but it's still really fun. And I feel like they've stuck true to the original with that, you know? Like, with the original, there wasn't a huge amount of enemy variance, and it's like, they could have added a bunch of different extra stuff that would have taken away, I feel like, from the feel of the game, you know? There we go. Alright, so now that we're in here, another one. So many of these. You can just run past some of these enemies if you want to. But like a little bit earlier in the run, I was fighting many of them, and towards the end I was just running past a lot. Just because there's so many, and fighting 4 enemies at once with the melee stuff is kind of challenging. Oh, he got a hit on me. Alright, there we go. Drink a health drink. There we go. Got 3 left. Takes a little while for us to get a hold of some syringes, but because the med drinks keep it together for us. There's a syringe. There's the first syringe. We don't need to use them as often. Something I know some of you are probably wondering, you know, what's going on with the endings in this game and what ending I get. In this run, I get the leave ending. I can give you some advice when it comes to the other endings, though. And one of the big things is to, if you're it depends on what ending you're going for, but the main endings that aren't New Game Plus endings are the Leave ending, which is the one we get in this run, the Maria ending, and the In Water ending. And there's a few different things you have to do in order to get the different endings. Once you come in there, by the way, you need to grab the cans and chuck them down the chute, and that'll dislodge the Maiden coin for you, and then we can come back down here, open that door, and we're back in this area where we saved earlier. We'll come all the way back down here, and we're kind of back where we started. We can unlock this door now, and then we can go and get that coin in a little while, but first we're going to come back this way and go left down here, and then we get to meet Eddy in this area, and we'll backtrack and get that coin in a little while, but we need to come this way to talk to Eddy. Skip this cutscene, and then we need to jump over here through this window, and there's a coin in the baby's carriage in the pool in this area. There's a bunch of enemies here. You want to try and kill a couple of them, just because they can be a real nuisance when it comes to getting this coin. So just do your best to get rid of them. Alright. I think I kill one more and end up trying to evade the rest. Yeah, one big thing towards getting the Maria ending is keeping your health in good order. So, if you take damage, you basically want to heal immediately and keep your health essentially in the green, if that makes sense. That doesn't mean you can't, you know, get to the state where you've got low health. But it just means if you don't want to spend a lot of time hurt, you want to be healing yourself. And there's plenty of med items in the game, and I think that's probably why. And that's for the Maria ending. For now, that's all that's really relevant. If you're going for the in-water ending, then you want to spend more time hurt. So you want to spend a long time without healing yourself. Just do your best to keep yourself injured and only heal when you really, really need to. Yeah. The other steps I'll mention or go into a little bit more depth with when we get to them. We've got some time before any of it really matters. Alright, so coming in here, we need to pull this sheet off and put the 3 coins into this. So the maiden coin goes in the middle slot right here. The snake one, we turn over to a flower and put on the far right, and the man on the far left. We then flip the man coin and put it next to the maiden coin, and then move the maiden coin over one. And yeah, like so. And we need this one to be the flower. I don't know why I changed that. Yeah, there we go. That's the correct combination. And then we need to flip this over to the snake, flip the maiden one over to the stone, move this one over, and I think that needs to be the man as well. And then on this last one, you need to put the snake up top, and that'll give you the key. You're kind of following along the puzzle on that cabinet. But solution's pretty straightforward. Once you've got that key, though, you want to head upstairs in this direction. And head to your right when you get to this door. Alright, room 201. And once you're in here, come all the way in. And I think there's, yeah, you want to grab this handkerchief. And you can pick this up in a little while. There we go. Alright. Also, I forgot to mention, for the in-water ending, when you meet Angela in the graveyard in the beginning, I think you want to talk to her for a few times. I'm pretty sure the endings work on like a score basis. And you can increase your score, so it's not absolutely necessary to do everything to get certain endings. But talking to Angela in the beginning in the graveyard will, like, increase your score towards getting the in-water ending. Or something like that. Alright, so taking out this first enemy. These guys are a little bit different, and they always spit up a bunch of acid after you take them down. But once you've dealt with him, we're going to break this wall at the back. This is our first visit into the Otherworld, which is what the spooky Silent Hill place is called. And there's actually a med drink in the fridge just behind me. I walked past there, but I end up not getting it. If you want to grab that, feel free. You've got 2 of these leggy McTorso people to deal with. Oh, actually, my mistake. It's a leggy McTorso and one of these acid spitter things. Alright. Okay. Yeah, but if you're curious about the other endings, I'm going to try to make a video that explains how to get all the endings. It's probably going to take me a while, but I'll get it done when I can. A lot of the other endings, though, need to be done on New Game Plus. Like if you're wondering about the dog ending or the UFO ending, or just any of the more meme-ish endings in general, you kind of have to do the New Game Plus, and you have extra items in that mode that you can find, and you have to interact with in certain places throughout the run. But yeah, the 3 main endings. I think there's a couple more that have been found as well. Like there's a couple of new ones that are exclusive to the remake, which is pretty cool. It's nice that they've added some extra ones. There are a ton of endings to this game. But it's kind of the same with Silent Hill 2 OG. Alright. We've we've got a syringe right there. Let's crank open this wall. Okay, so once you come through here, head through this door. Watch out for the enemy crawling around when you get through here. We're looking for the clock hands right now. This guy was getting on my nerves, so I ended up just leaving and jumping through this window at the back and then heading up these stairs. And then we can jump up through here and just through this window above it. Sorted. Alright, so in this kitchen we can find a med drink in the top cupboard. Grab that. And then we're going to come through here, look out for the enemy crawling through the door. You only need to hit him once, and he should be done for. And then we need to come towards the kitchen here and smash open the wall. Right. Grab that med drink as soon as you come through. Never hurts to stock up. And we're going to go immediately to our right and follow this corridor around and go into room... Is that 307? I think that's what it was. Come in here and we need to grab the valve in a second, but we're going to come through here first to jump through this window and get this key for number 306. And here we go. Here's the valve. We're going to turn this a couple of times. There we go. And we got enemies spawning on us. You should have to deal with 2 here. But I think if you're lucky, only the acid one will attack you. Ah, here comes the other one. Are they both acid enemies? I can't remember. Yeah, they are. Melee combat is fine, but when you're fighting more than one enemy, it's really tough. So hard to, like, track 2 enemies at once when you can't shoot them. Right. So, now that we've got that room 306 key, we're going to come back through here. Look out for Leggy McTorso. Alright, done for. Then we're going to come around here and there's room 306. If you're struggling to find these rooms, just check your map. They are labelled on the map. Now this enemy here, another one lurking on the corner. We've got a med drink. I quickly grabbed this med drink and just tried to bolt for the crawl space. Because there's like 3-4 enemies in that room, and it's super difficult to fight them all in a tight space. Especially when one of them is an acid spitter. Let's deal with this one. Get away from me. I think one more follows you in here. Managed to get hit on me. There we go. Alright, we're going to turn around and use this valve. And after you've used it, you need to pick it up. There we go. And that's so we can go back and use it where I mentioned earlier. We got this one running away from us. I'm just going to try and dodge past these guys, sort of diagonally to the right and then up this way. Past the wardrobe, you can push out the way if you've done that. I don't push it out of the way though, I just kind of leave it. And then come in here, slap the valve on, turn it. And then we're going to go back and we can grab our first clock hand. We need to get 3 of these in total. And this is the first section for me in this area. Pull that lever to lower the fire escape. And then we can come over here and put the clock hand in. I think we turn this one to... 2? I can't remember. Ah, we'll see right here. Oh, no, it's 9. It was way off. And you can save it here if you'd like to. Yeah, for some reason when you load your save in this game, the screen is really dark when you first load. I was waiting for the flashlight for a while. I was like, I can't wait to get the flashlight, it's so dark. And then I got the flashlight and they just made the game darker. As soon as you enter this door, you kind of want to loop around into the kitchen and come through here, and then you can interact with the toilet. Which is just a swell sentence. And this is always a pleasant experience. With Silent Hill 2. James is having a great time. That gets you the minute hand already. But we've got a little puzzle to solve before we can leave this area. So right here you can grab the first part of a puzzle we need to solve in order to get out of here. Give these guys a few bunks. Sort of backed up here to let him spit. He still managed to hit me with the second one. Oh well. He should be done for. I'm going to drink me a med drink and head down this corridor this way. And into this room. And we need to interact with... Oh no, smash this glass here and grab ourselves half of another one of the duck key things. Or is it a swan? I think this one's actually a swan. Alright, so let's head back on ourselves. This way. And we need to break this wall open. Look out for enemies sneaking up on you. The game really did not want to let me break this wall, but we got there in the end. Alright. So, we've got a couple of enemies in this room. Let's get ready to destroy them. Yeah, one of them is just standing behind us doing the fake out right now. Yeah, there it is. These guys are weird. If you don't look directly at them, you kind of don't attack. Smack. Alright, so the piece we need is to hang him right here, and now you've got both. You can combine these together to make a little key item. And we need to go and use that in the original room. So we're going to head back. Grab ourselves a med drink here on the way out. That's just at this dead end if you end up going out of the same, or going back through the crawl space and not out of the door. Alright, back to room 210. Let's put both of these in. There's one. And there's two. And we need to move this one over 2 slots to solve this puzzle. And then we can get the winged key. And that will allow us to open this door and leave this area. We've got the second hand. We're going to jump down this hole. Who doesn't love jumping in a good hole? Alright, and then this way. Squeezing through this gap. And we're going to head this way now. All the way down into room 109. And this is where we first meet Angela. So, we've talked a little bit about what you need to do to get certain endings. We just received Angela's knife there. And you might say to yourself, oh, cool, a knife, it's another melee weapon. It's not a melee weapon. It's just an item in your inventory. And if you want to get the in-water ending, which is the ending that's pretty much tied to Angela, you need to keep examining Angela's knife throughout the game. So if you want that ending every so often, you'll just want to pull out the knife and examine it, take a look at it, and then put it away, maybe each chapter. Kind of a chore, but apparently that's a key part of getting that ending, is continuously examining Angela's knife that you get right there. Alright, so coming back through here, we're going to go up these steps. This will take us back to the main area, but we can unlock this door now, which means we can get back down to the S door, which we're going to be doing real soon. So, coming in here then, I'm going to slap the key, or the second, or the minute hand, sorry, in, change that. This is the one that goes to number 2. And you can save it right there if you want to. So from that save point, we're going to turn around and go back, and then head right out of the door. We're going to go back through the way we came, and we're going to go through the M door now, which is just over here. This one's unlocked. Room 202. And I already know the code here. It's just 373. You don't need to mess around figuring out the solution. Just put that code in. And then you want to interact with the hole on the wall. And you will receive another hand. Let's go ahead and do that. It's a really short little section, which is nice. That's what we like. There we go. There's the second hand. Very nice. And now, we're going to head back. And put the second hand in the clock. There we go, and this one needs to go to 3. So the hour hand's on 9, minute hand is on 2, and the second hand is on 3. Okay. It's basically 9, 10, and 15 seconds. Okay. So we're going to come down here now and through the S door, which we've just opened. And there's only really one path to follow. And this is where we have to deal with Pyramid Head. And there's the S door. So you don't have to fight him here. You can just avoid him. Just imagine you're playing DBD and the killer's only using M1. And just run around in circles. You can dodge him and stuff if you want to and hit him and stuff, but it's not really worth it. You're probably just going to take unnecessary damage. It's pretty common to still get hit here. He can still hit you. But, yeah, like I said, you don't have to fight him. Just keep running away. This does take a few minutes. Just keep your distance as best you can. And then eventually, he will leave you alone. So, just keep waiting him out. Take your time. I'll leave you guys to watch this while I go and sort something out real quick. BRB. Loads of fun running around in circles. Okay. So we're getting there. I'm not sure if this fight goes faster if you hit him. It's possible. I've seen other people doing that. I know the first time I fought him, I was trying to shoot him and stuff. Alright, here he comes. Oh, he grabbed me. I'm not sure if that really does any damage. It probably does a little bit, but I think if you struggle out of it, he's not doing too much. That does some damage. Had to be ready on the dodge there. Pretty sure he hit me again there. Sounded like it, at least. Let's get a syringe going. I don't think he did hit me, it's just the sound it makes. There it goes. Another grab. Alright. Nearly done. This fight does take some time. Oh dear. Very time consuming. There we go. And don't get cheeky and try and hit him while he's walking away, because he doesn't like that very much. Just let him leave. Okay. So, now that that's all done, we're going to head out here, open these doors, and we've got our next save point if you want to drop a save here. Okay, so now that we're out of those apartments, I'm going to come this way and follow the street around. A little bit to do in the outside section before anything else. This is the part where we meet Maria, and we have to escort her around. I can talk a little bit more about endings and stuff as well. If you're trying to get the Maria ending, you might want to do things a little differently to what I do here. Again, like I mentioned before, because I've got the puzzle solutions, I just kind of put them in and plow through to get this run done as fast as possible. But if you want the Maria ending, you're going to have to try and just pay as much attention to Maria as possible. And there's a part in this area where you want to enter a safe code and get a key out of it. I think it's like a gate key or something. Whereas if you're trying to get the Maria ending, you just want to go up to the room where you would find the solution, and she'll show you like an outfit. And I think it's like a little bit of an Easter egg where she's showing you her outfit from the original game. Yeah, you want to pay attention to the dialogue there and just try and interact with her. I think, from what I've heard, the more time that you spend just being attentive to Maria, like listening to her and just taking it slow and exploring with her, like the better chance you've got of getting the Maria ending or something like that. From what I've heard, it's kind of like a point system, and there's certain things that work towards the different endings, and the more of certain things you do, it like increases your score towards that ending or something like that. And I think this is a big reason as to why... I try not to talk over the dialogue, but this is a big reason as to why I got the leave ending, because I was just rushing through and not really paying attention to Maria at all. I was just sort of getting stuff done and moving on. So yeah, it's up to you what you do, obviously, but at least I'll at least try to give you some information on the endings and what I've read, at least. I can't really promise that it's 100% accurate because the game's so new, but it's just stuff that I've heard. So the code for this is 0451, if you just want to come in and grab it to get the key and move on. And you can help Maria here. Again, if she's getting grabbed, you want to be quick to help her and stuff. But to get the solution for that safe, you have to go upstairs into the motel, and you go into a room with Maria, and she starts talking to you, and she shows you like an outfit and stuff. And I think that plays a part in getting the Maria ending, so you might want to go and do that in order to get it. But that's up to you. So yeah, I think at times as well, what I've heard counts, Maria will say stuff like, oh, check this out, or I think in the hospital she's like looking at elevators and stuff, and you want to interact with her when she's doing that.
That's a long time. What will you tell her when you find her?
That I love her.
Oh, then lucky her.
What's that supposed to mean?
I've also heard that you don't want to inspect the photo of Mary and look at the letter as well. You don't want to do that if you want the Maria ending. It's complicated, man. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. I'm obviously trying to do a bit of research, but the game's only been out like a few days, so it's tough to know exactly what it is you've got to do. I'm sure in time, like, it'll be all made clear, but yeah, I'll try and spread the little bit of information I do have on the endings. Okay, so we're going to just try and run through this area. You have to kill that one enemy because it will chase you and block your way through, but let's just keep moving for now. Keep an eye on Maria. Like I said before, apparently, like, leaving Maria on her own, like, running away from her doesn't help with the Maria ending. Like, you need to stay close to her, so if she's lagging behind, you need to, like, go back to her and wait and stuff. Yeah, it's just something to bear in mind if you want that ending. The in-water one is a little bit easier. You just need to keep inspecting the knife. And I was trying to get the Maria ending here, but only really towards the end of the game I was trying for it. I wanted to see if, or what works and what doesn't. I wasn't really paying attention to Maria at all up until, like, late stages of the game. And I wanted to see if that would still get me that ending, and it didn't, so I'm guessing there is some, like, relevancy to the stuff people have been saying with, like, paying attention to Maria and whatnot. Okay, So, again, here, I didn't really pay much attention or spend time with her. I think you can get her to come around the strip club here with you and, like, talk to her a bit and interact with some things. I came back in here because I just wanted to get this med drink. It's just in the back. I ran past it a minute ago, but I wanted to come back and grab it. And I just ended up leaving. My main focus through the majority of this run was just plowing through it, just getting through it as fast as possible, because it's such a long run.
Let's go.
And you could easily shave a little bit more time off if you were using guns. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to get out of my way here. Okay.
We shouldn't have stayed here this long.
Hey, it's okay. We're almost there anyway.
Good. No more delays. I need to find Mary.
Well then, let's hope you will.
Alright, so we're going to come down here and we need to swing a right when we reach this sort of like station wagon thing. And we're going to come down through this alleyway all the way down and then swing a right, I think, at the stop sign here. Keep going.
Look,
You'll have a little bit of
out of that chasm.
interaction with Maria there. And then you need to just make your way to this gate. If you stick to the right, you'll find it quite easily. There we go. So we're going in, skip this cutscene. I'm not sure if watching the cutscenes helps either. Like, there's so much that's just unknown so far. What will probably happen in time... Yeah, I'll let this dialogue play out. Hold up.
Here before.
Come on, she's just around the corner.
What will probably happen in time is some sort of mod will be released where you'll be able to see, like, the points you've gotten towards each ending and what you're likely to get. So it'll probably become a lot more clear what counts towards endings and stuff when people start really digging into the game files and learning how to, you know, figure out what's going on with it. There's probably people already doing something like that. Developing some sort of tool like that. Speedrunners like to learn a lot about what makes the game tick because the slightest things can make the game faster or whatever. Alright. So we're going into the theater now. We need to push this thing out the way and come through the door. And then we're going to go into the cinema screen, which is on our left here. We'll go down to the bottom and we can talk to Eddy. Again, I'm just skipping all these cutscenes. I'm not interested at all. And then we're going to head through into the next screen. And then we're going to go all the way up to the top. We're pretty much just doing like a lap of the cinema here. Into this room, up these stairs, all the way up, and then through here. We're gonna come into this room, hop over the window here, and then we need to squeeze through the cracks at the back of this area, just here. Skip the cutscene again. And yeah, we're gonna go back now towards the way we came, and we'll run into Laura at the entrance. And she runs out and then starts running towards the hospital, and then we're going to go and start doing that. If you're not following a guide or using some sort of knowledge as to solutions for puzzles in the game, the hospital's definitely like a challenging area, probably the most challenging area so far. I think the hospital and the prison are probably two of the much more challenging areas. But when you go in and you've got the solutions to puzzles and stuff, it actually isn't that difficult, but I tried my best to make it easy to follow. The 3 bracelets can be really annoying to get through. Also, like, when you reach the point when you're in the other world with the hospital, if you get a little bit turned around like I did here and you're not sure exactly where to go, just check the map and look for the hospital, and that's where you go into, and you'll see Laura standing outside of it right here. I did end up going the wrong way a little bit there and having to check the map, but that's fine. It's only a few seconds lost. I'm not really bothered about that. So we're going to go in, and there's a map just to your right as you come in. I didn't grab it here. I grabbed it shortly after this save. I just came straight in here and saved it. And yeah, I edited out my save. We're going to open up this lock. The code is 724 if you're playing on standard anyway. And that'll give you access to the basement. Again, though, like I mentioned before, you're with Maria here.
Just when I thought things couldn't.
And moving around and interacting with things, you can start a dialogue with
Map here. Handy.
Maria, and I guess that can count towards her ending. So if you don't want to skip the puzzles and you want to spend time going and looking at everywhere you can and just talking with her, interacting with her, that might help towards the Maria ending. And I'm going to sound like a broken record of this stuff, but, you know, it might help. We're going to come all the way down to the bottom of these stairs, use the basement key we just got out of that locked cabinet to come down here and grab the basement map. And I think Maria interacts with this locker here, not locker, sorry, elevator here again. You might want to talk to her while she's doing that, or just watch her do it, or help her or something. I was just very focused on getting through the area, not really bothered. Okay. You never know, maybe if this is your second playthrough, you got the Maria ending on your first playthrough, or the in-water one, and you can get leave on this one and get two of the endings out of the way, you know. Just dealing with a couple of enemies that are down here. There we go. So, the back of this area, you can find the fuel can. We're going to grab that. And then come back the way we came. And we're just going into the opposite room. But be careful here, because there's an enemy tucked away in the back corner. And if you go to climb over, using the cart, then there's a good chance that this enemy will attack Maria. And if you time it badly, you'll jump into the next room, and she'll end up getting smacked up. And you'll have to run back around quickly to go and save her. And I'm guessing that really doesn't help towards the Maria ending if that's what you're after, but I'm not sure if she can die. I guess she can, but I'm not entirely sure about that.
Hey.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So we've got a syringe here, and we're going to quickly fill our fuel can up with this. And then head back. Again, like, I'm not sure if when you jump down like that, do you want to immediately open this door and get back to Maria and, like, reassure her and then fill up the fuel can? Like, all these little things that I guess you need to think about. We've got more enemies around. Took a smack there. Let's get rid of these. Okay. So we're almost done with the first section of the hospital. We're going to use our full fuel can on the generator here. And flip the switch to start the elevator. And then we can go up to the next floor. And one thing that will happen when you use this elevator is Maria rests in one of the hospital rooms. And you're going around the hospital by yourself. Again, I know I keep talking about this, but if you want that Maria ending, apparently you want to keep going back to Maria and checking on her and making sure she's okay. If you don't want that ending, then don't do that. Don't check on her or just ignore her, you know. If you want the in-water ending or the leave ending, just don't bother with going back to her at all, which is on the map. It's the room with an M in it. Yeah, there we go. So, now that we've dropped her off, let's come round here and grab this med drink, and we can also save it. Okay, so heading back out of this room then, and we're going to just come over here and quickly unlock this door, and then head this way back past the elevator, and we're going to go to our left. So this area is a bit more confusing than the others. It's easy to get lost in the hospital, but I did my best to keep it point to point and easy to follow and all that. The area is made like a lot easier just by knowing some puzzles. And also a little bit more challenging because of these nurses. I caught a pipe to the chin right there. You can usually get away with hitting the nurses a few times before you have to dodge, but just be aware of what they're doing. They don't attack once, they can attack 2 or 3 times in sequence, so just be ready. If you have the solutions for the puzzles, this area is a little bit easier. The code for this keypad is 3578. And this actually just allows you to grab a key item, but you don't actually need to grab this. If you grab this here and follow along with me, you're going to have this in your inventory for the rest of the game, so it's up to you if you want to do that or not. Then we can unlock this door and What we're going to do now is come back around here, and I think there's another door you want to unlock. Yeah, right here, these double doors. We're going to unlock that, and that just gives us a little quicker way back through this area. But we're going to go through this door that's slightly ajar and grab the teddy bear. This will give us the bent needle that we need in a little while. We need to combine that with some tubing. The shotgun is in this room as well. If you want to grab that, go ahead. I do grab it, but like I'm not using the guns. It's up to you if you want to use the guns or not, but yeah, the shotgun's in this room. Okay, so we've got another nurse coming towards us. I do fight a fair few of the nurses, just because they're kind of troublesome if you're trying to run past them. Yeah, they kind of, on their second attack, a lot of the time, they can really lunge at you, so you gotta be careful. It can be, well, it can definitely fool you, is what I'm trying to say. As you think, I'm too far away for, to hit me, but then they'll just lunge straight at you. Hit me again, damn. 2 hits from that nurse. Alright, so now that we've done that, we're going to come up these stairs. All the way up. And we're going to head to the left. And this is where we can get our first of the 3 bracelets. Yeah, we're going to come down here. And we're going to jump through into this room. The puzzle to get the solution for the combination lock is in here, but we're not going to get it. We're just going to get that key. And we've got another nurse that shows up. Let's deal with her. Cheeky pipe bunks. Alright. Yeah, if you've got the pistol, like, dealing with the nurses takes way less time. It's like 4 shots in the chest or head. Alright, so we're going to come over here, and the code for this is, I think, 4 right, 37 left, and then I'm pretty sure it's like 12 right? No, 30. It's either 13 or 12 right. So, again, 4 left, 4 right, 37 left, and then it's 12 or 13 right on the last one. Feel free to, like, watch that back and take a good look. You might need to slow it down. I know it's kind of hard to see. But opening that will get you one of the bracelets. And then we're going to come back this way, deal with this nurse. Alright. We're going to give her a couple of slaps. I don't think there's actually anything for us in this room. I just wanted to get rid of the nurse. Just going for the wombo combo. Okay. She's almost done, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Nice. So yeah, if you're using guns, you're going to have to look around for ammo and stuff, and these drawers and whatnot are the areas that you want to find them in. Okay, coming out of there, then heading left, and we'll be back by the save point, but we're going to go downstairs, back onto, I think, floor 2 now, and we need to go over towards L1. But this is the nurses' quarters, and we'll get the L1 key in this room. It's like the nurse's lounge or something like that, this room's called. And of course, there's a nurse in here. So let's deal with her. There we go. One thing I feel like this game is missing is dismemberment. I feel like it'd be pretty cool if, you know, you smacked the nurse in the head with the pipe and their head exploded, or shot them in the head, say with a shotgun and their head exploded. That would be pretty cool, but yeah, no dismemberment in the game. Also, I feel like the one thing this game is lacking is like decent death scenes. But anyway, yeah, we get the L1 key from there, and we're going to come over to this is the room called L1 on the map, if you're a little bit confused. And we're going to grab this cart and pull it over to the jump up spot over in the back corner. But yeah, I feel like if you guys have played the Resident Evil games, like Resident Evil 4, you'll know there's pretty cool death scenes where your character will get, like, annihilated. And this game doesn't really have that. Even if the big bosses kill you, James just sort of falls over dead. I feel like that's really my only complaint. Everything else is really good about this game, but maybe we'll see that in future Silent Hill games. This was, I think, a big task for Bloober Team, and they did really well with it. Everyone was a little worried that it wasn't going to live up to the expectations from the Silent Hill community, but I feel like it's done really well, and I feel like most people's opinions reflect that. So in this room, after crawling through all the walls and everything, you can get the second bracelet, which is the marked bracelet. We've got this enemy to deal with. Yeah, I feel like the only other problem I have with this game is just enemy variants. There's not a huge amount of enemy variants, but I think I may have touched on this earlier. I feel like that kind of keeps it in line with the original, you know? The original game being like a PS2 game, you can't expect wonders from enemy variants, and they've added a couple of different skins to different enemy types, which is kind of cool. But yeah, not a huge amount of enemy variants, but it doesn't really take away from the game, the overall experience, if you ask me. Still really good. I am getting beat up by these nurses, man. They are giving me a tough time. Alright. Yeah, man. They're getting some hits on me. There we go. This is why I collect a lot of med drinks, though. Obviously, the hits you take may not be the same as the hits I take. These nurses are everywhere, bro. So we're back sort of in the reception area right now, if you're wondering whereabouts we are. This is like where you first enter the hospital. Hopefully you guys aren't having too much trouble following me. I'm doing a little better against this nurse. Let's get her taken out. Jesus. Just taking some hits, man. There we go. Alright. So, let's have a little look here. Yeah, I got the inner ward key. That's what we need to unlock this. There we go. And we're going to go straight over into this room. And there's a med drink. Oh, no, there's no med drink. Ignore me. Smack this nurse a few times. I think I just squeezed through. But be warned, the nurses can squeeze through the walls and follow you through. I'm going to unlock this door here. And then I think finish off the nurse. Yeah, I like the way the dodge works in this game as well. If you're like mid-swing and you press dodge, James will like stop attacking and go for the dodge. It works pretty well most of the time. If you're impatient like me and just tend to swing. There we go. Nice. The first time I played this game, oh, there's a med drink here in the cabinet also. I obviously had the radio on. I feel like without the radio on, you get a lot more of the creepy sound effects throughout the game. It's kind of a different experience. You hear a lot more of what the enemies sound like and just the ambience of the environment and stuff. Alright, taking out this enemy, and the reason we want to do that is because we're going to go into the gazebo right here and get the syringe that's in here. But there is an enemy on your left when you come in here, so just be warned, when you stand up, you're going to have to probably dodge. Take this fucker out. There we go. Yeah, now that we've got the pipe, these guys die a little quicker. I think that was 5 hits right there. Yeah, I've been getting beat up in the hospital so far, man. I've had to use a ton of meds, but there are so many on the way through that you should have plenty. So there's a couple more enemies in this area, although I'm just going to run past them, dodge past this one, jump through this window, and we're going to come around all the way down here. We don't need to do anything in this room just now. We're going to come back shortly, but we need to open up this and grab the tubing that's just on the sink. Be wary of one of the bugs that's crawling around. He managed to nip my heels in this area. Another nurse as we come out of this room. They are everywhere, man. Yeah, one thing that could make this run a lot faster, I feel, is just either not fighting all the enemies or just shooting them, you know? Yeah, man. I took some serious hits through this section of the hospital, but that's fine. Lots of health drinks, lots of syringes. Alright, so through here, and we're going to combine the tubing with the bent needle to make this little hook thing, and then we're going to use it on the drain. That will give us a key, and then we need to go back to the pool, which is back out here, and on our left, and all the way down this way. And I think it's through the pharmacy, which is just here. And then straight through again, and then we can use the key to unlock this hatch. And then we want to turn this, and that will drain the pool, where we can find another bracelet. And that's all 3, and then we need to go and put them in the director's office to continue. Let's go ahead and grab that. That's the blood-stained bracelet. And we're going to go back to the director's room now. I'm pretty sure the director's room is like on the 2nd floor. So we're going to unlock this. It's just on the left of the pharmacy as you come out. And if you smash this window and jump through, there's a syringe and a med drink in this room. So we're really going to grab from here, right there, and right there. You might have noticed by now I'm not really paying attention to collectibles. I wasn't really interested in them in this run, but I'm going to try and do a collectibles guide for this game. Something to bear in mind if you want to get collectibles. It's going to take me a while to put together because there's a lot in the game. But we're just talking base collectibles, you know, the memos, and I think the echoes they're called as well. And I'll probably do the side achievements as well. I won't be talking about the endings during the collectibles because they're all sort of separate. You can't really do them in one run. So I'll do a separate video maybe for the endings and talk about how to get them all. It's just going to take me some time because obviously each ending requires a full playthrough, which is like, you know, a lot of work. Okay, so now we're going to come all the way down here after using the elevator and put our free bracelets on the hand. So the bloodstained one goes at the top, the marked bracelet on the second, and the filthy bracelet last. And you need to line up these numbers. So we've got 92, 45, 71, and then the hand will open. You don't have to worry too much about that code. If you just copy what I do on the next little puzzle part, you'll be fine and you'll get this puzzle done. So come in here and grab this button. You don't need to worry about the books part of the puzzle, just because I'm showing you the solution. So come over here and open the curtain and use the button. There we go. And we've got this Illuminati looking symbol first, then like this H, the male gender sign, the circle with a dot in the middle, the horny gender sign, and then this sort of sideways looking T thing last. And that represents the code that was on the hand, if you use the book puzzle to decipher the numbers, but copying me there is a little bit easier. But I think the code is 924571, and if you want to just figure it out yourself, you can do. What I ended up doing originally with that was just solving the book puzzle and then taking a picture of the numbers, just so it was easier. And eventually I got to the point where I could just remember it anyway. But yeah, if you want to dial it back and slow it down and watch me do it there. Right, so we're going to come up to the 3rd floor then, and we're going to go to the back corner so we can come up here. And that's the normal hospital done. We're going to go to the Otherworld Hospital, which is a whole other kettle of fish. This area is even more complicated just because of how similar everything looks. When you go into this room and pick up the item on the floor, turn around and come back out, Pyramid Head's going to grab you and chuck you down here. So if you go into this room, I'm pretty sure there's like a syringe here or something. Yeah, syringe, and there's a med drink in that cabinet at the back as well. I'm not sure if I grabbed that though. Yeah, I think I did. Here we go. So unlocking that door just gives you access to this area, although it's not really important to do that. Because we're going to go into the other world now. We come down here and follow, I think, Laura's humming in the background. So all the way down into this room, then a cutscene will play, skip that cutscene, and you'll be fighting this thing. So this boss actually isn't that difficult. I feel like a lot of the bosses with melee weapons, at least on standard, aren't really that tough. You just need to get used to their dodge patterns. And just keep smacking them when you get the opportunity. With this one in particular, you need to be ready for when it drops down, because it will swing pretty violently as it drops down. So just be aware of that as it does, and then be ready to attack afterwards. And just look for the opportunity to get a couple of hits in. Be ready to dodge. I feel like it's kind of easy to predict when a lot of the enemies are going to attack if you just watch them. If you're swinging wildly, you might not get the dodge off in time. But if you're watching the enemies, it can be pretty easy to judge when they're going to swing. Alright. There we go. Missed that one. Eventually this thing will drop down and stay down so that you can smack it more, but for the moment we gotta wait for it to drop in and hit it a couple of times. Then you got a smack on me there. Yeah, so as you hit it, you'll see like its limbs start to pop out, and that makes... well, it lets you know that you're progressing into the fight, pretty much. Alright, keep smacking. Alright. Be ready to avoid that spinning attack. And just keep smacking. Believe it or not, this thing's almost dead. Not really a lot more to do. Just hit it a few more times and it's done for. Almost done. Really not too much of a tough fight for melee only, but we want to grab this med drink here because I don't think you get a chance after the thing's killed, so just keep smacking it. There we go. Little cutscene for us to skip. And now we're in the other world, so you'll get a save point really early on. Again though, this is another area where if you know the solutions to the puzzles, you can cut out like massive parts of it. So... because a big part of this is just key codes. Just knowing a couple of codes to the locks that are on the chained box. There's one thing you have to physically go and grab, which is like a key. We got a save point there, if you would like to save it. We're going to head back on ourselves this way and just to the elevator straight away. And we're going to go to floor 2. So yeah, like a big part of this area is acquiring the codes to unlock the chained box. And the codes stay the same for every playthrough, so you don't have to worry too much. Some of the puzzles do actually change. The codes do actually change on some of the puzzles. But a lot of the stuff just stays the same, which is really nice. And I guess that's got to be intentional. If they wanted to, they could have changed the puzzle codes each time. But I guess they were actually being nice. And I always think that developers have speedrunners in mind somewhat with stuff like that. We're coming up here, up these stairs, and we're going to go and smash open this thing with the instrument of force. You might want to go back and watch exactly where I went there, but it's just to the left of the chained box. You're going through the nurse's office, and then up the stairs to here. I'm just running past all of the enemies here, so we're going to come down here. But yeah, I do fight these two enemies, just because they can be really awkward to get past here, but also you got to run back past them in a little bit, and that's just a bit of a headache, so get rid of these two, and the rest of the enemies you can just kind of run past, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to heal up, and let's keep moving. We're going to come through here and break open this wall. Be wary of behind you right here, because there is a leggy McTorso hiding under a table behind you. But if you quickly just come through, it shouldn't even pop out and try and attack. You should be good to just open that wall and leave. And then we're going to come down these stairs. Or, sorry, this ladder. And then once you get through here, you're going to turn around and head to your left through this door. And then there's kind of a door just around this corner. Yeah, this way. And then ignore the nurse. Keep going through this door. To your right when you come through there. Again, there's a lot of enemies here, so just keep dodging, trying to get through as fast as you can, and squeeze through here. It's not fun to fight the 4 enemies that are in that area. Once you squeeze through there, look immediately to your right, and you can get the Key of Bliss. And then we're quickly going to unlock that door, come back around this way, and back to the ladder and leave. If you fight all the enemies there, it's a bit of a headache. Don't worry if you get hit a couple of times. You should have plenty of heals if you've been following along with me. But, yeah, just, it's way easier to do it that way than fighting everything. And then you also don't have to squeeze back through the wall. You can unlock this door and just head back this way, hop over the window, and use the Key of Bliss on this guy to get the, I think it's the Key of Osiris? Or something like that? Let's have a look. No, the Lapis Eye Key, that's the one. And once you've done that, we need to go back pretty much the way we came. Just down here, down these stairs. And I think this is floor 2 again. And we're going to avoid that nurse and just keep going all the way around. We've got another nurse here. The nurses are actually blind. I think they can only tell where you are through, like, sound, I think. So if you run past them, they may initially chase you, but they'll leave you alone once you get a little ways away from them most of the time. Alright, skip this cutscene then. And we need to put in a couple of codes. Okay, so the password for the lock on the left is 1622. And the password for this one is 9659, I believe. Yep. Had a little problem with the video there and had to trim some stuff out. A part of it kept making my editing software crash, but it's fine. So if that looked like a little skippy there for a second. Hopefully you understand. We're going to use the key. Open this box. And this will take us over here to get this elevator button. So I'm going to drop a save right here. If you'd like to do that too, feel free. And like I mentioned before, I'm editing my saves out. Save you looking at menus for too long. And then I'm going to come over here to the elevator and slap the button in. And right here, you get asked some questions. I'll talk a little bit. I'll let this play and I'll talk to you guys about it shortly.
Terrible disease spread across Silent Hill, resulting in the death of many of its inhabitants. Their bodies thrown into the lake to sleep forever in their watery grave. How many souls were lost during the plague? 1, 42, 2, 67, 3, 85. Know the answer? Well, you better hold on to it. You never know when it might come in handy. Now, on to the second question. Follow Sanders Street heading east and further on to the outskirts of town. One and only one road will take you towards the lumberyard and the cemetery. What is the name of that road? 1. Bachman Road. 2. Munson Street. 3. Wiltsey Road. Did you get that? I sure as hell hope so. And for a third and final question, Silent Hill witnessed a gruesome murder a few years back. A brother and sister were playing in the road when they were attacked and chopped into pieces with an axe. Torn flesh, smashed bones, splattered blood. What a terrible tragedy. What a gruesome end to such innocent lives. One of the victims was a local boy named Billy Loke. But what was the name of the other victim? Billy's sister. 1. Miriam. 2. Heather. 3. Julia. Well, that's the last of our questions. Have you got it all figured out? If so, fantastic. The time will soon come to collect your prizes. But be careful. If you're wrong, well, looks like that's all the time we have for today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. See you somewhere, sometime, in sickness or in health. Bye-bye.
Alright, so at first I thought that getting this thing open would have something to do with like a secret ending or something, but it doesn't. You just get some shotgun shells and some syringes, and the correct answer sequence is 231 for anyone who's interested. I do get it in this run, but yeah, it's just for like a couple of extra heals for me, really. That's the only reason I want to get it. The answers to those questions are spread throughout the game. You have to do like a little bit of research to get them, but yep, 231 are the numbers you want to put in to unlock the box. I just guessed on my first playthrough. But yeah, some of the solutions are like hidden after this part. So you'd have to do more than one playthrough if you wanted to find out yourself. Unless you got really lucky and guessed the correct combination first time through. Hats off to you if you did that. Alright, so we're just following this path around. I'm going to squeeze through the wall here. And be careful for those enemies that hide on corners. I know there's one here somewhere. I think it might be just around the next corner. Got a nurse also. Maybe it's just a nurse here. I can't quite remember. Let's just deal with her. So at this point, we're trying to get reunited with Maria. Okay. By the way, I forgot to mention, if anyone has any information about the endings of the game, not so much with the new game plus endings, but the Maria and the in water endings. Any more details that can help people, feel free to put them in the comment section. I'm sure some people will be happy to receive that information. I heard there was something to do with the rings and the order that you put them on the hands of the door we're about to do very shortly, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that. Again, the game's been out for a very short period of time at this point, so... Alright, so syringe. I'm going to come through here. It will start raining. I think down here is where we can find the decorative box.
What do you know? A stroll in the rain. How romantic.
Maria, what are you talking about?
I'm trying to keep things light, James. Just you.
Yeah. Sorry.
Alright. Let's go through here. And open this. And this will get you, I think, the lead ring?
So,
Yeah.
where to now?
So we're going to go through this door.
I think I know where the room's going.
And open this up. I'm going to come down this way. And before we go into the elevator, we want to go into this room. And this is where you can find the decorative box. And again, the code is 231 if you're interested in getting into this. Shotgun shells and some syringes. I wasn't interested in the shotgun shells, but I'm kind of forced to take them. But you get 2 syringes out of there. Decent. Some free heals. I don't think there's anything in this cabinet. I just wanted to make sure. Alright, so come back around this way. Open up the elevator. Blind Maria to annoy her. And, yeah, let's wait for this elevator to come. Alright. So these areas, like the hospital, in my opinion, is one of the more complicated areas of the game. The prison is also pretty complicated and annoying. I know a lot of people shared my view that I've spoken to about the game. With that, it is definitely a frustrating area towards the end. Like, also the Labyrinth. Like, they're a little bit crazy to follow. They were definitely difficult to, like, plan out a route for.
James?
But,
What's wrong?
you know, I like to get these things done as quick as possible. Because I know that early on there's going to be a lot of people who are looking for guides like this. I think the reason that people like these guides so much is just because people don't want to panic, you know, when they're trying to do, like, a timed achievement or something. They don't want to think they're messing up, and by following something along, you're kind of guaranteeing getting the achievement, and that's what a lot of people want, right? So we're following this path around. We're going to have to run away from Pyramid Head. Again, I've heard here that if you shoot Pyramid Head during this chase to slow him down, it will increase points for the Maria ending. I've heard so much stuff, and I just don't know what's true and what's not. Other people have said just run away. I have no idea, but yeah, I wouldn't advise stopping here because Pyramid Head is actually really fast at this point. Alright. Because also, like, I read, people were saying, oh, you can shoot him to slow him down and give Maria the chance to catch up, but it's like she's always ahead of you in this section until you reach the end. In which case she falls over and gets stabbed, and I know you can't stop that, so strange. Right, but we're back near the entrance of the hospital. So we're going to come around here, and in the reception area, there's a key now. I think it's to our right. Yeah, I was a little bit confused here, but it's actually in the door I just passed. Like this one. No, I'm a little bit confused. There we go. So at the back corner, got yourself a key. This is for the entrance, just to get out. And I'm going to drop a save before I leave. Again, up to you if you want to do that. You might want to pause while you're saving. Okay, then. So we're leaving the hospital. Let's go ahead and open this up. Cool. And we've got to get through the streets now. There's a ton of enemies in this area. There's a couple of them we have to kill, but most of them we don't. Some of them are just in the way, and they'll sneak up behind you or catch up to you. Like, there's stuff you've got to do, like moving carts to jump through, and you can't really do that unless you clear out a few enemies. Definitely want to kill this one. There we go. Now, when you play with the melee weapons for a while, you become a bit of a ninja with the pipe. You definitely start getting used to that combat. I wonder how people have been getting on with the melee combat, though. A couple of people have said they don't really get on with it too well, but I heard that about Callisto Protocol as well. It's a little bit like the combat in that game. Like, that's heavily based around similar combat with melee weapons. But like, if you get on with the melee combat in that game, you probably will get on with the melee combat in this game. Not exactly the same, but pretty similar. Oh, there we go. So we're getting rid of these enemies because we need to come through here and smash open a wall, and you can't really do that with enemies just getting behind you, you know. And this one as well. No. Took a smack. There we go. Also, we've got a med box here, but nothing in it. Right. So it's kind of the one thing that does get annoying with the melee stuff is if an enemy's near, like, a wall or a cabinet or something you're trying to smash, James will just keep hitting them on the floor if they're dead. They'll just keep doing it over and over again. Sometimes you have to resort to, like, shooting. Alright, we need to kill the enemies in this area as well, because we got to push a cart, and you can't really do that with these enemies all over you, so just get rid of any enemy you see. Got a nurse here. Yeah, definitely have to clear out these enemies in the earlier stages. But during the later ones, you can just avoid them. Alright. Give them all some good smacks. There we go. And the cart is here. We just need to pull this over to the gate. Away we go. And now we can just start running past a bunch of stuff. This area is actually quite long. It's like a 10-12 minute area. And for just a running section that is actually really long. I'm going to come into the bar here and just try and dodge past this nurse and just come back towards these doors. You might want to dodge through the doors because that enemy will try and jump at you. And I went the wrong way initially here. You need to go in between the trucks, and I was going like around this bus. So yeah, you want to kind of go to the right of the bus in between here, and you're heading for that gate in the distance. So towards the light in the back. You're kind of just following the street lights for the most part here. Just keep following the route I take. I know it's difficult to see. I will try to crank the brightness up on this video, so if some of you are thinking it looks a little washed out, that is why. I wanted to make it easy for people to see, because it's so dark in areas that you might just be watching like, what the hell is even going on in this? And I wouldn't blame you. I could have turned the gamma up in the game for me, but I kind of like the creepy feel. When you come into this area, I like to stick to the right wall, because you can kind of see where you're going way better than if you just stand in the middle. If you're following this right wall, you can kind of just see exactly where you are. Until you reach the door at the end. There's a save point on your right in like a camper van if you want to go and get that. Keep going. Keep going. If you're watching this and you're interested in seeing maybe some of the different endings, I probably will be playing this game over on Twitch for a little while, trying to unlock some of the different endings. If you want to come over and watch me try and smack this game about and get those endings sorted, just come on over to the Twitch channel at twitch.tv/ifreams. Easy, shameless self-promotion. Suppose it's fine as it's on my own video, you know. Gotta get those plugs, man. Gotta get those plugs. So we're gonna come through here and go to the right when you get into the main room and jump through this window. Avoid all the enemies. And then we're gonna go straight along this way. And come through here. Beautiful. Sweet. Okay. Through this way. Through the door. We got bugs and crawlers everywhere, but just keep following the lights. I'm gonna go this way. I think at this point we gotta climb through the window at the back. You can fight this enemy, but I just tend to go. If it hits you once or twice, you know, you'll live. You'll be fine. Let's get through here. Squeeze through the gap. So many enemies. You can just tell that this area would take so much longer if you were to fight all these enemies. Again, just be ready to dodge. Because these guys can just come out of nowhere. We need to jump through this window. And then we're going to go and interact with the phone right here. There we go. We get this wrench. And the letter. Okay. So I think when you reach Neely's bar, I'm not sure if we passed it already actually, there's like a thing written above the jukebox that's got something to do with the in-water ending. I'm pretty sure. I know this run isn't really focused on different endings. I'm trying to, you know, explain some stuff to you guys, but it's like apparently reading that, I actually forgot about it till just now, but reading that helps with the in-water ending or something like that. So much information has been thrown at me about different endings. I'm not sure, because I haven't tested any of it yet. I'm not sure what works and what doesn't, but I hear different things from different people. Like some people have said that they didn't do certain things and they got a certain ending, and then other people said they did and they got the ending and it helps towards it or something. But yeah, we're going left here. Again, stick to the right wall so you can kind of see where you're going. I think that's why people are sort of leaning towards the ending system being like a point-based system, and there's some sort of hidden meter, which horror games are kind of fond of, these games. And whichever one, you know, you've done the most towards will trigger that ending. I'm pretty sure that the majority of people who are just playing through naturally will get the leave ending first, but you never know. You might have got the Maria one. I think the Maria one is probably also quite common, because I'm guessing that a lot of people spend a lot of time exploring on their first playthrough like I did, but you might spend a lot of time talking to Mary and perhaps getting lost in areas where she is, like the hospital or the Labyrinth, and you might end up going back to like talk to her or try to. And that counts towards the Maria ending, but I got the leave ending in my original run and in this run. But to be honest, with this run, I wasn't trying to get any run in particular. Sorry, any ending until the end. Towards the end, I thought I might try to get the Maria ending just to score an extra achievement out of the run, but it failed. I don't think I did enough early on in order to get it. All right, so we get that little cutscene with Angela there, and we also get the key when we interact with the statue there. So we've got to run up the street here to get to the Historic Society, I think it is. And when we get to here, we want to go right. And we've just got to follow this absolutely huge street. So you can see on the map there, you get the little circled building on the very top left of the map, the Historical Society. You've just got to keep running and running and running all the way up. And it's very difficult to see in this part of the game. There's just not really a lot of light. And you just cannot see where you're going exactly. So just keep running. Eventually you'll see a building in the distance. Check the map if you need to see how close you are. But yeah, this is a very long run. Yeah, this run in general has taken a lot longer for me to put together than some of the others I've done in the past, just because of its length. It's a very long game, and getting it done point to point is more complicated than the Resident Evil 4, which was kind of the last game I did guides for. I know that was a while ago, but nothing really has taken my fancy since then. I've really been grinding with Resident Evil 4, to be honest. I've got some runs stacked up that I need to post of that, like no damage stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of just... I was really on the partnership grind with Twitch for a while, and we managed to get that a while back now. But yeah, I've stuck to my guns and sort of grown a little community around sort of running that game, which is nice. But I will be moving on to other games in the future, and horror is kind of my bread and butter, but I want to do different no damage runs, specifically for Resident Evil games though, and there's a lot of Resident Evil stuff I want to do. There is a save point back there if you want to hit that, and then we've got to come to the back of this area and run all the way down this set of stairs. And we're moving towards Toluca Prison. We're almost already at the prison, and so far the run has been about an hour and 40, and in total this run is like, I think 3 hours and 40 minutes or something like that. So we're making good progress. We're almost halfway through. Like I said, this is a very long run, man. It's a very long run. I think the last couple of sections, though, in general, are a bit longer. Like, the Toluca Prison is definitely a bit of a long one, messing around with the weights. And I think in the prison as well, I spent a lot of time... well, not a lot of time, but I spent more time looking at the map. Because it's kind of difficult, I feel, in that area to figure out where I'm going. Up until this point, I felt like you could kind of tell where I was going just by watching, but it can be real confusing in the prison just because of how dark it is, and a lot of the stuff just looks the same, what with like cells and stuff, although, you know, it's not impossible to still just follow along. So once we finally reach down here, we can come into this little sort of set of corridors, and we got this guy spitting at us. Let's give him a few smacks. Yeah, one big difference this game has from RE4 is it's nowhere near as linear. Running between areas is pretty linear, but once you're in the areas, you can kind of get mixed up and lost for a while, trying to find stuff, and you'll end up backtracking a bunch, and that's where a guide like this can really just help a lot with figuring out exactly where you gotta go. So once we jump down, we'll end up in this little space, and we've got to smash these walls, and eventually we'll get the right one, and that will allow us to move forward. I think there's 3 in total. I'm pretty sure I didn't get it right till the last one. Here we go. Number 3. Third time's the charm. There we go. Squeeze on through. And we're going to go through here. And yeah, I ended up going the wrong way. It's right out of the door and not left. So you'll have an enemy crawling around in the water here, and when you get to here, it'll stand up. Smack him up, get rid of him. There we go. Managed to do a bit of damage. So we need to get the key out of this room, and there's a keypad that we need to use to get back out. And this is the first puzzle in the game where the code varies. The code can be different to this puzzle, but it's 239. The digits are always 239, but they can be in a different order. For me, I think it was 329 here, but it can be different for you. It will use the digits 239, but in any different order. So just keep trying different ones. Be aware that you'll have a couple of bugs spawn in the room, and if you kill them and then spend too long on the pad, more will spawn. You might need to jump off and kill a couple more bugs and try a different couple of combinations. There's not really a solution to that other than brute forcing it. That's literally how you solve that puzzle. You need to look at the keypad, and the 3 digits that aren't dirty are the digits you need to use, and it's always those 3. It's just they're in different orders. Right, once you get down here, you can grab the med drink that's right there, you'll have a little run-in with Eddy again, who will run off into the prison. We're going to deal with him later on, but not right now. So, you've got another save point here in the armory. We'll grab the map first, which is right there. Again, this area can get a little bit confusing, so drop a save here if you want to. Make sure you've got the map. And then we're going to come through here and go to the chapel, which is this way up this little set of stairs. It's kind of to your right as you come back out of the armory. And you can grab this weight, which I think is the large weight. No, the heaviest weight. And we've got this enemy that walks out on us as we go to leave, so we're going to get rid of him. There's a ton of enemies in this area. Some of them I fight, but only really if I need to, just because it's easy just to keep running away from the enemies in this area. You'll spend way more time here if you fight everything. Some stuff you've got to fight, but you've got these spider-like enemies that are jumping about all over the place. So, when you run through that door I just did, just keep running forward, and then when you reach the end here, you'll see on the right you've got one of the doors that you need to use the scales to unlock, and just come to the left, and come to this area in the back, and you'll eventually reach this part with the scales. And we're gonna skip this little cutscene we get here, and there will be one weight already here, which is the neutral weight, and we've got the heaviest weight. We're gonna put the heaviest weight on the right, and the neutral weight on the left, and that'll unlock the snake door. That's the only door we can get to right now. The way this area works is you kind of get one weight per door you unlock. So you do an area, you get another weight, you go back, you can unlock another door until you've done all the doors. So now that we're here, let's keep running forward through here, through this little doorway, through this doorway. You don't have to do what I do in this area, but in this area you can get the key to get the rifle. Again, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. We're going to unlock this door after grabbing that key that's in the drawer right there. And keep moving this way. Okay. I know it's really dark in this area, which sucks, but we got a couple of enemies that were actually being nice to me and letting me dispatch them quite easy. Alright. So, head through the doorway here, and all the way around. Got another enemy. Yeah, like I said, these guys were actually being nice to me and letting me just get them. A lot of the time, as soon as you get anywhere near these enemies, they just run away. We're going to come through here. Wait, did I say we get a key out of the drawer there? Yeah, I think that might be a different area, actually. My bad. Just follow the video, damn it. Alright, so I don't actually know the solution here, but I just kind of flip switches until they're all up. That's kind of what you need to do. I was just doing my thing. There's probably a much quicker way to do this if you know the solution, but yeah, eventually you get them all pointing upwards, and then you can come in here and grab this weight. I think that's the medium weight, yeah. There we go. Right, so come out, and in here we've got some ammo if you want to. I don't want it, but to get the key, to get the rifle, you need to pretty much kill everything in this area, so just start smacking. Get into some trouble with your pipe. Just how I like to spend my Friday nights. Okay. Keep smacking. Alright. There we go. Pretty sure in one of these cells there's a med drink. I think it's the one to the right of the one I'm looking into right now fighting this enemy. Yeah, there it is. Alright. So yeah, get rid of these guys. And then, in the cell at the back of this area, or like all the way at the end here, there's a hole in the wall. And you'll want to smash that open. And that'll take you into the next area. There we go. And again, there's a bunch of enemies here. We need to get rid of them. Keep smacking. Alright. keep going. Nurse is in a prison. Alright, go to this guy. Alright, so now that we're here, we're going to squeeze through this gap in the cell that's on the far left, and we can get the armory key. There we go, and we can also squeeze back through this door here, and we'll be sort of back where we started. We can just head out now. There we go, unlock this door, and we're right back here at the armory. And we can unlock this and get the rifle. Like I said, I'm not using the guns. It doesn't matter if you get the guns, if you're trying to get the achievement for not using guns. Just don't shoot them, and you'll be fine. But I wanted to include the weapons just in case, you know, people aren't doing the melee only and they want to use guns. Alright, so now that we've done that, I dropped a quick save there, and we're going back to the scales. Feel free to look at the map if you need to find your way back to the scales. But it's just this way. There's a bunch of enemies in this area that will just start coming at you, and they sort of continuously spawn as you leave and come back. I'm pretty sure as well, in the later stages of the game, if you were doing what I did and you were kind of like loading your saves to figure things out, then the game will respawn enemies, which is kind of annoying. But never mind. So we've got the heaviest weight and the neutral weight on the left, and the medium weight on the right there. And that opens, I think, the bull door or the ox door. Okay. So that door is, it's on the left side. We're on the right side currently. This is the boar door. If you come all the way down here, so you hit the switch and then go left, you'll be facing the boar door. So we're going to come in. This area is, in my opinion, the suckiest of the prison. Kind of annoying to get through. We're going to go to the right as soon as we get to the top of these stairs. I'm going to take out this enemy. There we go. And they're done. And then we're going to keep heading to the back. And you'll eventually reach this area, which is kind of like a guard room. And this is the drawer. I mentioned a drawer earlier. This is what I was thinking of. Alright, so back out here, we get the block D key. And we're going to follow this around. I think I get a little bit turned around here somewhat. I end up cornering up. Yeah, so I'm running back past the guard room right now. Yeah, so here we go. Come down here and then left. And I think this, one of these is this room we're looking for. Yeah, here we go. The block D. Yeah, these guys are dicks and they like follow you and stuff. They're everywhere. I'm pretty hurt now as well. Yeah, I need to use a syringe, man. There we go. I got a nice stash of those syringes anyway. Alright. They're done. Alright, so this is just after coming through that block D key door. And we're going to unlock this for a sneaky way back through. And when we get here, we're going to open up this. This is, I think, D5 or D6, but we get the shank key from here. I'm pretty sure I checked the map right now. Yeah, D5 is this, the cell we're in to get the shiv key. Now, I wanted to check the map because I know this area is really tight and a little bit confusing, so I just wanted to make sure you guys knew exactly where I was. It's tough when I'm getting attacked and, you know, I'm getting turned around by enemies. Alright, most of the time it's not a problem, but in this one it was a little bit of a problem. Alright. So I'm cornering up again here, and I'm going back. I think we need to get to C... Is it C10? I'm not sure. I checked the map again when we get there anyway, so it's fine. There's a crawl space in this cell. There we go. These enemies, man. They just keep sneaking up on me at the worst points. Yeah, we use the shift key there, and we can crawl through. If you've looked around a little bit in this area, that crawl space may have already been obvious to you, yeah, but you use the shift key to open that. And that was C4. Okay, C4 was the cell we were messing with there. It's hard to remember everything I'm doing in these runs, man, especially when they're so new. Like, a lot of the time, when I've run the game 100 times, you know, it's real easy to list everything I'm doing and be super accurate about what I'm talking about, but because this game is so new and the run is so fresh, it's tough to be 100% accurate. I was looking around a bit in this room. Not too sure on where to go, but it's like sort of immediately around the corner from when you enter the area. It's like, yeah, down here. Familiarize yourself with this area a little bit, because when you reach into the hole in a minute and pull out one of the weights, this area is just going to flood with enemies, so just be ready to leave. I'd say kill this nurse, because I think there's very few enemies in here at the moment. I think this nurse might be the only one. But just get rid of her for now. There we go. Sweet. And let's reach in here. Give me that weight. Alright. So like I said, when you grab this, a bunch of enemies are going to spawn, so just be ready to run back the way you came. We got the heavyweight. Okay. So, yeah, I'm getting slashed up left and right. This door was blocked initially, but now it's open and we can get back into the cell block. Now, there was a door that we opened earlier that can take us back to a different area of the prison. The problem is, we need to go back through this door, and I'm pretty sure that the door I opened takes us to one of the other, like the snake door area or something, and that door isn't open because we haven't got it set up on the scale, so it's easier just to go down the stairs and go back through the boar door. Just do it that way. It worked out best for me. I had to run each of these areas like a few times to like familiarize myself with it, and I tried my best to just use the stuff that made the most sense to me. So I'm going to slap the heavyweight down. What was the configuration for this? Okay, so we've got the medium, the heavy, and the heaviest on the right, and the neutral on the left. And I think that opens up the boar door for us. Alright, so still in the prison. We're going to head to the boar door now, which is just on the right down here a little bit. Right here. And we're going to head to the left and going into the visitation area. And when you get down here, there's a window a little ways down that you can jump through. And there's an enemy right on the other side of these windows, so just be ready for this guy. Get rid of him, because you're going to have to come back this way in a little bit. Alright, so keep heading in a little deeper. Bug on the floor there, we'll smash him. So there's a lot of nurses in this area, and we're going to run past most of them because fighting them all is kind of annoying. There's a save point right here if you want to get it, but also if you come into, I think, the room next to it, there's a toilet stall with a med drink. Who doesn't love a good toilet drink? I think I turn around and look back into this room. If you run out without looking back, you'll get like a jump scare, which is a pretty cool one. One of the best in the game, to be honest. Like a weird audio jump scare. Alright. So, heading around to the left this way, and I'll just run past this nurse. Not worry too much. Like I mentioned before, the nurses are deaf, so... Sorry, no, they're blind, not deaf. Alright, so coming in here, grabbing this key. We're going to quickly grab this key back out of the animation of looking at it and then just leave. You want to unlock this door and quickly get out of here. If you take a smack on the way out, don't worry too much. Just keep moving. Keep heading this way and through here. And we're just going to run around. There's a few different ways you can take here, but if you just follow my path, you'll get back nice and safe. So, now that we've got that key, we want to open this door right here, the upper floor key. I guess that's the upper floor door. And no enemies are following me. You might get a couple of nurses following you to that door, so be ready to turn around and fight. But if you take good pathing, you shouldn't have to deal with them, and you can just come straight up here. There's a set of doors on your left you can open, but I would just leave them closed. If you open those, enemies start coming in from a different area, and it's just not worth opening, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it takes you to the bull door area, and you can't get back out that way unless you've got the bull weight thing opened. Well, I guess one thing you could do is you could do this room and then go through to there and maybe do that area as well at the same time, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just do them all separately just to make it nice and easy to follow rather than muddying up and getting them all mixed together. So we grab, I think, I'm not sure what that one's called. Is it the lightweight or the lightest weight? I'm not sure. There's a save point in that room if you want to quickly save it. And yeah, we're going to head back now. Again, there's a double door just on my right as I'm passing here. Don't open it because enemies just start coming in. It's just not worth. I would just advise, especially if you're following this path, it's a good idea just to keep going. When you come back to here, a couple of nurses may have like stacked up on this door. It's up to you if you want to fight them or if you just want to run past. I actually needed to go immediately right as soon as I come out of that door. If I would have just got past the nurses and gone right down this way, I'd have been fine. But yeah, I was focusing on getting past them and ended up going a little bit too far. Took a little hit on the way past there, but it's fine. So we're going to head back to the visitation area and then jump through here and back the way we came. And that's this area done. That was a pretty quick one. Nice and easy, straightforward. That's how we like it. And then we need to go back and open up the wingless dove area. So back through this door and to your right as you come out of it. Actually, I think it's to your left. Yeah, it's the other way. It's not right, it's left. These guys can be kind of annoying if you're using the melee weapons just because they climb walls and James won't always be able to hit them, and you need to really listen out for their shrieks because they kind of shriek as they're about to jump for you, so just be ready to dodge as you're running through that area. They won't follow you into here, but yeah. So there was the lightweight that we just picked up. So put in the lightweight, the heavyweight, and the heaviest weight on the left along with the neutral, and the medium weight on the right will open up the wingless dove. Again, if you want to save it here, I like to... I was just saving in between these rooms just so I could figure them out to the best of my ability. Makes life a little bit easier. You don't see me saving though, like I mentioned before, so it's not really taking any time or anything like that. Alright, so down the stairs and into the wingless dove area. We're going to squeeze through here, and we need to go to the left. And there's a couple of things we need to figure out in this area. There's a door here that we want to look into. I think this is like F6 or F5 or something like that on the map. But we come down this way and we need to open up one of these cells, and it's down here. You may have seen a ladder on my left as I went past those cells there. You need to go back there in a minute. Let's go ahead, smash this. Pretty sure I look at the map at some point just to show you guys exactly what I'm doing. This Limmy McTorso was smacking me up a little bit. Let's get a health drink on. Come down here. And another one of these guys. Alright. Smack them up. Hit the dodge. Smacked in the back by another one. Sneaky little Fuka. Alright. Let's keep going. Keep smashing. There we go. And there's another one just standing there. Look at that. 3 of these dickheads. Alright. Okay. Right, so right to the end then. And we're going to open up this cell. I don't actually think we need to go in there. No, I don't think we need to open that one. Yeah, we need to crawl through here. Okay, and then you'll find this panel in the back. You need to open both of these cells, F5 and F6. And we need to go into, I think it's F5, in order to get the, I think it's the lightest weight that we're after. Alright, so let's go this way. And back towards, I think it's, again, cell F5. If you're a bit confused as to where we're going right now, check the map, look for F5. This door will be open now. For some reason, James wouldn't run into the cell here. I had to back off a little bit and whatever. When you come in here and pick up the weight, the door will slam on you and you're sort of stuck in here for a second. So you just got to wait this out. An enemy's like pounding on the door for a moment. But just wait. Take your time, take your time. Alright, one or two more. Then we can dip. I think that's it. I was standing here for a little bit too long, I think. Alright, let's go. So now we've got the lightest weight. We can leave. We need to go to the area that has the ladder, which is one of these cells. I think this is maybe F11, but we need to go to the one next to it so we can break through the wall and get to that ladder. There we go. Up we go. And let's open up this door then. Come through. And all of the enemies in this area I think are dead now. There's no way we killed this many. We're just back in the normal cell block. But you can see how many are actually in this area. Those enemies are really weak, but they're just annoying to fight. So the easiest way to figure out this puzzle is to just take all the weights off the scales. And then copy what I do, because this one can be a little bit confusing, but with trial and error you can figure it out. But so what I do here is work from the left side, put the neutral weight on the right, the lightest weight on the left, the light weight on the left, the medium weight on the right, the heavy weight on the left, and the heaviest weight goes on the right. And that should get you the scales balanced, and then you get the executions level. And you go and smack this in the little pedestal up here, turn it, and yeah, sort that out. And then we need to solve this puzzle, and essentially, I'm assuming you've done this before, but you need to match up the phrases with each of these. If you know this well, you can just kind of look at the phrases you're given, the halves that are already on there, and just pull the right one, and you'll know which one to go for. I solved them. You just kind of need to look. I was just looking at what's written on them. And once you figure this out, though, if you need to read them, you just need to figure out which ones match. And this can vary between playthroughs. So you're going to have to figure out where yours go just by reading them and, you know, seeing what makes sense. Like usually the first part does correlate to the second. So just work them all out, get them in the right place. And then you need to read them all and see which one represents an innocent person, or the crime they committed. It doesn't make them particularly guilty, you know. And it's this one for us. It's talking about a guy who stole a loaf of bread to feed himself from wealthy people. The rest of them are all about, like, you know, killing people and stuff. So yeah, this is definitely the one that you'd want to go through. The other one I've had in a different playthrough was talking about a pharmacy, stealing from a pharmacy to like treat an illness or something like that. That one was also one of mine. But yeah, you'll need to check because, like I said, it varies between playthroughs. And I can't be certain which ones you're going to get. But now that we've done that, we're in the other world currently, and we're going to end up in the Labyrinth very soon. I think we've got to deal with that boss fight with Angela's dad. I think it's called Abstract Daddy. I think that's what the enemy's called. Or something like that. Alright, so we've got a little bit of a route to follow first. We've got to follow some corridors, and I think we meet Angela for a second as well. Let's jump down this hole first. Alright. It's good that we're done with the prison, though. The prison's definitely a frustrating area. Mainly because of how dark it is. I feel like there aren't many lights. The only lights you have in the prison are those switches that you can pull, and they're like on a timer, so they don't last very long. I just tend not to bother, because it just becomes annoying. To progress here, you've got to pick up the bullets that are in this elevator. It's a little bit annoying if you haven't picked up any handgun ammo like me so far, so the guns aren't even loaded. It just means, you know, you can't accidentally fire a shot. So what I did, because the game forces you to pick up handgun ammo there, is I just pull out the rifle, select the rifle and keep that out. And that way you can't accidentally fire a shot, you know, because I haven't got any ammo for it. Okay, so just patiently wait and make our way down. And we'll have a save point when we get to the bottom here shortly. And if you want to make a save, feel free. So we are about 2 hours 15 or so into the run. We've got about an hour and a half left or something, maybe a little bit less than that. Alright, there's that save point. We're going to come through here and follow the corridor this way. Keep going. All the way down until you come to a door that's covered in newspaper articles. Like right here. Come in. And we're going to... There's a door here. So I think a blue door is what we're looking for. Yeah, there we go. And the back door right here. And we'll meet Angela. Skip the cutscene. And then you'll have the boss fight with this guy. This fight is actually really easy with melee weapons. You just kind of wait for him to attack and then smack him twice and then wait for him to attack again and just keep doing that. It takes a little while, but it's one of the easier boss fights in the run, if you ask me. Just keep waiting. He does that sort of grab attack and you just slap him twice, let him do it again, slap him twice, let him do it again. Really straightforward boss fight. I feel like if you get too greedy and go for 3 or 4 attacks, he'll end up hitting or grabbing you, so just keep doing 2 and just dodging, and it doesn't even take that long to beat him, to be honest. It's not really a long fight. Yep, just rinse, repeat. I think you have to put him down a few times. Now this phase is almost done with already. Smack, smack. There we go. Alright. So, this area can get a little bit confusing, again, because it's so dark. You can really only see, like, a small amount in front of you. We got a med drink there. Heading back out this way. I think this is the right way. You're looking for the TVs. If you couldn't quite see that, Angela just ran across the hallway, and we're going to follow that through here as well. And all the way around, through here. To the left. To the left again. Just following Angela. And we're going to go into this space and then just come back out of it. There we go. And do we go through this door? Yeah, we do. Keep going. And we're looking for the first of the TVs in this area. They're around somewhere. Yeah, here it is in the corner. Smash that. And then we're going to have another little fight with this guy. You can just fight him here. It's like a... not a massive open space, but it's enough to fight this guy. Again, just let him keep going for his grabs. Hit him twice. Let him go for his grab. Rinse, repeat until he's done. Smack, smack. Alright, he's down again. Okay, so we're going to find another TV. Squeeze through here. I think in one of these areas I got a little bit turned around and didn't know exactly where to go. I was kind of looking for a while, but that's okay. At least it'll help you guys avoid that mistake. Not through that door. We're looking for another TV, I think. Or does he just show up here? Oh, okay, yeah, so... let's give him another few whacks then. Smack, smack. Keep smacking him up. These phases are quite short. Like I said, I thought this fight would be a little bit more difficult with the melee weapons, but... it's fine. Keep bullying him. I think a couple more hits and he's done. There we go. Alright. So yeah, like I mentioned, I'm pretty sure around here somewhere I got sort of lost. I didn't know where to go. Yeah, this door was blocked. And I think there's in this area that I just squeezed through, there's a door that I didn't see. So you do actually have to go that way through that little squeeze space. I was looking around like, where the hell do I go here, man? I just Couldn't figure it out for a second, but yeah, it's just back through that squeeze space, and there's a door in that corridor. I ended up looking around. I could edit this out, but it's all good. It's probably the biggest mistake in the whole run. We'll leave it in. It's not going to it's literally about 30 seconds of footage. But yeah. It took me a while to put this run together just because of how long the game is, and I could have just, you know, brute forced the game and had the run that was like 7 or 8 hours and still got the achievements we wanted, but I felt like it would be much better just to put some extra time in and try and get there's the door. Try and get like a more, you know, point-to-point concise run with a few mistakes that just show us where to go the whole time, just to make getting these achievements painless for people. You could easily sit down and get this run done in like one sitting if it's only like 4 hours, you know? Compared to 8. And I'll do my best to like mess with the description so that all the sections are labeled and puzzles are labeled and stuff, so you can jump to those if you want to. If there's anything you need solutions for future playthroughs, I'll try to include all of that stuff in the description, so if that's of use to you at all, take a look at that. Yeah, to be fair though, this area is kind of linear. You're just running around, smashing a couple of TVs, trying to find the boss. And we're going to squeeze through here, I guess? Yeah, I was thinking he was going to burst through here, but he didn't. Okay. Alright. Smash. Alright. So, head down here. I think we're getting close. Actually, I think I'm going back on myself at this point. No, I'm not. No, we're good. We're in the right place. This is like the last little fight with him. This one takes a bit longer than the other fights. It's about twice as long. Again, though, just keep waiting for him to go for that grab. Smacking him twice. Dodge. Smack him twice. And rinse, repeat until he's done. Still doesn't take that long. This fight really isn't too challenging at all. Just keep giving him some smacks. And again. Smack. Smack. More smacks. Again with the smack. Alright. Okay. I feel like this fight actually took me longer to do with guns. Because I was just shotgunning and rifling him. And it just felt like it took a lot longer than it does with the pole. Alright. He's done. Sorted. Skip that cutscene. That guy definitely deserved it. Okay, so all the way around, and we're done with this little section with Angela. We're going to grab this med drink right here, come through these doors that are slightly ajar, and we'll have a save point coming up shortly if you would like to save it after that fight. Okay, so this area, the Labyrinth, can be a bit confusing. There's your save point if you want it. I know I've talked a little bit about endings. I've talked a little bit more about Maria's ending, I feel. This is another one of those areas where you can come down here and meet Maria, and you can keep checking on her. You can keep coming back and check, and apparently that counts towards her ending, to like continuously come back here and see if she's okay or whatever. I think I turned around and went back to check on her at some point or something. I don't know. But you can grab this off here. There we go. And you want to turn this to the left twice and then down once to reveal the first door. And then we're going to go this way and up. And then this way. And then right. I think this is the... is it the green door? I think it is the green door that we're doing first. This one here on the left. So this is the one where you've got to find the lighter pieces. And again, this can get a little bit confusing. I tried to show the map a few times whilst doing this, but once I got to this sort of main area, I went right first. And just look for a door that leads you into here. With the hang-in thing in the middle of the room. And I went right first in this area. One thing you can look for here is the red blood or paint smeared on the walls. If you follow that, it'll lead you to some of the pieces you need. I found that kind of helpful. Just following it around takes you to the doors, save you getting lost. That's what I was doing here, just following the blood on the wall. Hopping over here, a little med drink. Sort out that health when we reach these double doors just here. And I'm going to search this set of drawers. I think there's only bullets in there. Oh no, med drink. There we go. That'll do, mate. We're going to come through here. Anything in this room? There we go. Yeah, we got enemies lurking about. Let's get rid of this one. Get away. Yes, this is one of those areas that you can't really bullshit. You just have to do everything, you know. And it just takes time. One of the lengthier areas. So let's go ahead, reach in here and grab... I think this is the wick. And again, I think I was showing the map a little bit in this area just because it is really confusing. Everything looks the same. Hopefully, I mean, I really hope that you guys can follow this easy enough. I'm sure you can, but... this map sort of reveals itself as you go around it, like James is drawing it. You can see down at the bottom where we were there. If you need to pause it to find your way to where I am or whatever, feel free. I think I showed the map every time I found one of the items we're looking for. Just because these areas are annoying as hell. You can actually, you might think to yourself, well, you've only got a melee weapon, you can't do anything about this enemy. But you can actually use the melee weapons to smack these things down if you want to. Like, you can hit them through the floor. Again, I'm following the blood on the wall. And we end up back here. We've got one of these spitter enemies. Let's give it a few smacks. Son of a bitch. And again. This one was giving me the business, man. Alright. Let's get a med drink on. Even though we're not really thoroughly searching, we still have plenty of meds. Like a ton of meds. So in this room we've got a nurse to deal with. Let's get rid of her. She's taking her time. She grabs me. It's annoying. I think you get a key in this room. It's like the iron key or something, I'm pretty sure. Alright. Let's get another drink on. We've got a syringe in the back of this room. Let's open this and grab... I think it, like I said, I think it's the iron key, yeah. And you can see where I am there. Down on the bottom right. Feel free to pause it if you're a little confused as to where to go or where you are. Then we're going to come out this way and open up this door. Keep moving, follow the red paint again around. And... yeah, we're getting bullied. Let's keep going. This way. Okay. So now that we're here, we're going to have to fight a few enemies. One of the areas we end up in for this is literally just waves of enemies you have to fight. It's not in this section, but it's in the Labyrinth. It's a little frustrating. Especially with the melee weapons, because you got to fight a couple of those things that are clinging onto the floors. That are also in this area. Alright. Alright, get rid. Taking a lot of damage here, man. It happens. I used a syringe here because I have so many. I have like 12. Okay. So, we've got another med item in the back of this room. Grab that. And I think, yeah, we need to move this cart all the way around to the wall that's just in front of me right now. Let's go smack that in. Climb up. Oh, I need to move it a little bit more. There we go. Minor adjustments. Jump through. And now I think we need to open the fridge. The milk is definitely out of date in this fridge. Alright. It's like one of those fridges you see on hoarders or something, you know? So we got a med drink in the back of this room. Always good. And then we need to move this wardrobe out of the way. And then we've got like a crawl space we can go through. Right. So just showing where I am here. You can see that whole area is kind of opened up. And what are we missing now? I think that... Is it the lighter body? I'm pretty sure it is. So it's on our right here. And I think in this area you've got a door you can open that is just... Yeah, right here. Again. Did just show the map a second ago. I'm not sure if I show it again here. Yeah, there we go. Just... I know this is like showing the map quite a bit. But it is pretty confusing in this area. I feel like all the other areas are pretty easy to follow. But this one is just kind of annoying. Real easy to get lost. Because, you know, hence... It's just the way it's designed. The labyrinth and all, you know. Although, to be honest, if you just throw yourself at this area, you will end up finding everything. It just might take you a little bit longer than it did me, because I tried my best, like I keep mentioning, to practice these areas and just be very point to point and not really double back much or mess up. That was kind of the whole point. Some of these areas are kind of annoying. Right. So we have everything for the lighter now. We got the lighter body, the fuel, the wick. Let's put it all together. And now we can head out. I'm not sure what happened here. I think I might have got a phone call or something just then. I had to stop for a second, but that's fine. Let's go. And then we need to burn this thing. This rope. And that'll knock the cage, the suspended cage, through the floor. And I think we jump down into the hole. Or is there a ladder here? Probably jumping down. And that's the first of the labyrinth doors. I think there's 3 of them we've got to do. They really fleshed out this game, man. Like, this game is long. But it's kind of nice. I feel like I've read somewhere that they wanted this game to do for Silent Hill what Resident Evil 2 Remake did for Resident Evil. And they did a really good job of that. The one big difference is Resident Evil 2 Remake does take a long time to beat your first time through. I think this game takes longer, and when you know what you're doing with Resident Evil 2 Remake, you can complete it relatively easily. Oh yeah, we're moving this twice to the left and once up to get this door, by the way. And we're going up again. Yeah, you can beat Resident Evil 2 Remake comfortably. Like, speedrunners beat it in well under an hour, but, you know, for someone who's just maybe ran the game a few times, you can comfortably beat the game in like an hour and a half. 2 hours is still kind of taking your time when you know where you're going. We're going through the brown door here, straight ahead. Whereas this game, even when you know where you're going, 4 hours. Like, it's around 4 hours. I do think they've been really generous with the time, though. So basically, we're going straight on and into this room on the right here. You'll know you're in the right place because you've got the big slash on the wall from Pyramid Head. And we're going to go through this squeeze space. This is another area that can be a little bit complicated. But follow along. I'll show the map where I can. Like, the ladders can get a bit confusing, but it's all good. We've got this med drink on the bed, and we're going to use the ladder to go down. And this is ladder number 2. We saw ladder number 1. We can't actually access that, but that's where we're heading towards. We need to get the handcuff key to release the valve that's next to ladder 1. So we're going to go this way. Follow the path around. There's a couple of enemies in this area. Smash this one. There we go. I think there's a hole in the wall here, and you can see the handcuff key. It's like right there. Yeah, that's where we're headed. Keep following the path around then. And watch out for enemies. Let's get rid of this one. Keep going. we've got this door. Yeah, I don't think we need to go this way. I ended up getting a little distracted by the enemy, I think. That's the door that you open after you've got the handcuff key to get you back to this area. Got a bug to kill there. Yeah, so we're just heading this way, and around here will take us to ladder number 1, which is right here. Again, just show the map, just in case you're confused. There we go. Up we go. And this is where the valve is handcuffed. We need to go through the door on our left. And around this way. Got these spider enemies running around again. I tend not to bother with them too much. This area is kind of like a bit of a circle. And there's a med drink on the floor in this corner, and there's sort of a tuck-in pathway here, and that's where we're going to go. I think this is ladder 3. I think somebody tried to jump me there and I dodged, but I can't see it, so I'm just going to go in. Yeah, ladder number 3. There it is. These things are really weak, but they're just annoying. Alright, down we go. Okay. Got another one of these things walking away. Let's beat it up. Oos. Come here. 2 of them. Let that one walk away and I'll fight this one, I guess. Bang you, mate. Another one. Sorted. Right, all the way around then. And we can finally get the handcuff key. Sweet. And again, I'll show the map right there. This is just after coming down ladder number 3. And let's go ahead and open this door. This is the one we checked earlier that was locked. And we've got another enemy. This guy has stood back up, I think. There we go. Have some of that. So we're going to make our way back around to ladder number 1. So if you remember the path we took earlier after checking that locked door, it's the same path. We're just heading all the way around here. It's like a little spiral of sorts, and yeah, up this ladder to unlock the handcuffed valve. Alright. Sorted. Let's turn that then. Alright. Let's go ahead, get through here. Smack this thing about. Oh, I managed to get a smack on us. Alright, let's get a med drink on. And that's where we need to put the cart. Let's pull it out and pull it towards that. Okay. Right. There we go. Up and away. And the ladder in this room, I think again, is ladder number 4. And this is leading towards the wire cutters. And this is pretty much the end of this area, but we got to do a little bit of running around before we can leave. Let's open up this door. There we go. And we're going to go this way to go through this crawl space. Okay. So, Pyramid Head is in this area that we're about to reach, so be careful. You want to be quick when you're maneuvering through this place. We're just going to go straight on. Don't go to your right there. Keep going. And just dodge past him when he goes for an attack. And then go up this ladder that's on your right. This isn't where we need to go, but there's a syringe up here. And also some bullets if you are using guns. I like to come up here. I think one of the strange photos is here as well, but not really interested in them. I need to squeeze through this gap just to get the syringe. And even though I kind of don't need the syringes, it's good to show you guys where to get them in case maybe you're desperate for health or something. You might not have picked up the same stuff as me along the way, or you might just have used more, or whatever. Alright. It's a shame there's no achievements for, like, not healing throughout this run or something like that. I feel like that would be a cool achievement. No healing items. It would be very difficult, but I feel like after doing the run with melee stuff, it would be doable with guns. Okay. Squeeze through. Pyramid Head is coming. Right. So we're going to go up this ladder. If you want to take a little look at him here, he sort of stops and just stares at you. Don't know what he's doing with his hand there. Up we go. Up, up and away. Yeah, putting these runs together takes some time, man. Like, not only do I have to actually learn and do the run, at, like, more or less as soon as the games come out, I also have to spend time editing the stuff, and then I gotta come back and commentate it, you know, and then I gotta actually get it on YouTube. I really wanted to get this run up on the Friday after the game came out, because I feel like a lot of people are gonna have time to be playing this game on the weekend. But yeah, let me know. Let me know if this guide has helped you out in the comment section. I really like seeing comments from everyone who use my guides. I know I've had a lot of support with the Resident Evil stuff in the past, and I know a lot of you come back whenever there's a new Resident Evil game, and this is, you know, it's one of those games, right? One of those horror games, and I'm sure many of you who have watched those guides are like, have been expecting me to make this guide, or make some sort of guide for this game, so I appreciate it if you've stuck with me for a long time and you keep coming back for these guides. It does mean a lot. It helps out a lot, man. I know I don't post as much to YouTube these days as I used to and stuff, but I kind of focus on streaming more now. So if you are one of those people who misses the regular streamer content, come on over to Twitch is all I'll say. Come on over to YouTube. Not YouTube, sorry. You're already on YouTube. Come on over to my live stream on Twitch, and you'll be able to see me way more regularly if that's something you're interested in. If you just want to, like, check out what I'm playing. Usually I'm just speedrunning stuff, though, these days. A lot of repetition, but that's my go-to with making content. I tend to just reserve the YouTube stuff for more guides. So after getting the wire cutters there, we're heading back the way we came. I'm not sure if there's a quicker way to get back, but this is the way that I like to get back to the wires. Like I said, it's pretty much just back down through that circular room, and then you can cut these wires open and leave, and that's this section completely done. Alright, let's go. I've actually got a few videos stacked up that I need to release. Not related to this game. I'm going to prioritize this game at the moment. But yeah, I've got like 3 or 4 videos that I need to sort out and release on YouTube that I've just sort of left for a while. So at some point soon there will be a flurry of content for everybody to enjoy, but I need to get around to sorting that out, and, you know, I kind of like to just keep the stream flowing over on Twitch and focus on that a lot. That's where a lot of the support comes in. But many of the people over there that are on Twitch have come from YouTube, you know, they found me over there from watching my guides and just all the content and stuff. Alright, so we got another save point here. That's 2 of the Labyrinth doors done. Let's go ahead and do the last one. We're going to rotate up twice and left twice. And that'll give us this door. And we're going to go in, to the right, and down. And this is the last one of these we need to do. This one's probably the shortest. Oh yeah, it is the shortest. It's just like a sort of a wave-based scenario where you go into rooms and you've got to fight off the enemies a few times. And again, if you're using guns, this area is pretty easy, but the melee stuff makes it a little more challenging, you know. Alright, so at least we're nearly through the labyrinth. This area is kind of annoying to deal with, you know. But, yeah, let's just get it done. Okay. When you interact with that door, you'll have these guys show up. Beat them all up. Smack them about. Teach them a lesson. Shit in their milk. Alright. Have it. Everyone's still coming. It's tough to fight 3 or 4 enemies at once, but what are you gonna do? We got plenty of heals. I got heals for days. I think... I don't know what happened there, but that nurse just, like, died. I didn't hit her and she just fell over, but sure. I will take that. Maybe it's not about killing everything. Maybe it's just about survival. Like, if you survive for long enough, they all just sort of die. I don't know. I guess there could be some sort of timer on the room, and if you're using guns, you'll probably get it done a lot faster, you know? Oh, lag. My video lagged really hard there. Hopefully it was fine on your side. Again, like, there's not really much else to say here, but beat up the enemies, man. Good old-fashioned ass-kicking. Wait until they're writing something important and come along and nudge their elbow. Just keep doing your thing. Being annoying, you know? Come on. Oh, they're gonna come again. A little bit of giggity. Oh! Come on. There we go. God. These guys are relentless. I think I was just being a bit clumsy, though, there as well. I think, yeah, I get to a point, though, where I'm kind of just like, whatever, just smack them up, because I know I've got heals coming out of my arse at this point. Like, I'm doing just fine for heals, so I don't care if, like, I get hit a bunch. I wanted to work those all in to the run. I've shown lots and lots, and even you can see that I'm just getting smacked up all over the place, but providing you've got the heals, you're all good. And I could have done this run on easy combat, just to make the melee only achievement really easy, but I wanted to do it on standard at least, you know. And new game, I've heard that you can get the melee only achievement with the chainsaw, like I mentioned earlier, but I didn't want to do that. I felt like it's more of a accomplishment to do it with the rusty pipe, man. They call this the Salim playthrough. If for those of you who have played, is it House of Ashes? I think it's House of Ashes. If you don't know what it is, it's one of those choice-based games. And essentially there's characters in it with like all kinds of guns, like army guys, like, and there's these monsters in it that nobody can kill, they're just fucking everybody up. And then this one dude called Salim comes along and he's got a rusty pipe and he just fucks all these monsters up. So, pipe beats everything. So let's go. Alright. So we're heading this way. This way? Yeah, I think this way. I think that's the last room. And I think, I'm not sure if it is now, maybe where Pyramid Head shows up. And you just need to, you don't even need to fight him, you just need to lead him to a specific place. So come down here and then go all the way down to the other end. Pyramid Head's going to show up. And all you need to do here is just back away from him like I am. When you get here, just turn to face him. And as he gets closer to this area, these bodies will start to separate, just allowing you to move back through. Nice and easy. Really cool effect. A lot of people were really worried about Bloober Team making this game. Like, I heard a lot of people that were saying, you know, they're scared that they're going to mess it up. And to be honest, I know they haven't done absolutely amazing games, but I think the only game that I really didn't enjoy from them... We're going to skip this momentarily. The only game I really didn't enjoy from them was the Medium. I will come back to what I'm talking about, but yeah, if you... apparently, checking on Maria here can count towards the Maria ending. You have to, like, leave the room and come back. Again, I'm not 100% on this stuff, but something to bear in mind. Some information for you. That's why you see me go back here. But yeah, the Medium wasn't like an ass game, like a full-on ass game, but it wasn't particularly good at all. But it wasn't a bad game in the sense of it wasn't functional, you know? Like, it was a perfectly functional game. Like, there was no problems with it. And I'm pretty sure I played that game on day one. I think a lot of people don't like Layers of Fear either, which they made. I actually like Layers of Fear. I thought it was a little bit different. They started, like, a big trend with things that happen, such as you walk into a room, look at a wall, turn around, and it changes, you know, stuff like that. They do a lot of that in their game. And that just made me feel like there were going to be some really cool effects in this game. Which there are, but I don't think there's a massive focus on that in the game. I feel like they've just done a good job. Like, there's areas to be improved upon. I think one big thing that could have made the game a little bit more horror-esque and gory would be some dismemberment. I feel like I would like to see that in the next Silent Hill remake. Like, if I, you know, beat up an enemy to the point where I've killed it, like its head's pop, or like its leg breaks off, or something like that, you know, or I can shoot its leg off, or something. I guess it goes hand in hand with their mechanic of enemies standing back up. But, so if you didn't get what just happened there, we can grab the knife now, Pyramid Head's knife, where the Labyrinth block was, and we can drag it to get through the bodies. Pretty self-explanatory. But yeah. And some death scenes. I feel like they could have done the game a little bit more justice with death scenes, even though I don't think the original had them, but obviously, you know, things have changed a lot since then. This game doesn't really have it. You just take damage until the point where you fall over dead. It's not... I wouldn't say it makes the game bad, but it would be cool if, you know, like Pyramid Head chopped your head off or something, you know, when you died, or something like that. Or like an enemy could... Like, the nurses have got those knives and they could, like, stab you to death or something like... cool like that. Like, I hate to go to this because it's a bit cliche for me, but you know how, like, Resident Evil 4 does? Like, certain enemies, if they've got an axe, they'll, like, smash Leon up with an axe. Like, something like that would be cool in this game, too. I feel like it would work really well. A little bit disappointed. I don't know. I haven't died a huge amount of times in this game. I've probably died less than 10 times. Maybe there is stuff like that, and I just haven't seen it yet, but I haven't seen that once, so it just leads me to believe it's not really in the game. Alright, so we're coming to the Eddy boss fight. And, this fight's pretty, yeah, self-explanatory. Find him, dodge his attacks, smack him in the face.
When you're hated, picked on, spit on, just because of the way you look?
This guy's weird.
Yeah, I ran away after I killed that dog. But you know what? It was fun.
You killed a dog?
It tried to
Dick.
chew its own guts up. Finally died all curled up in a ball. Then he came after me. I shot him too, right in the leg. He cried more than the dog. And now it's your turn, James.
No, you have a gun. I have a pipe. And you're gonna lose. That really sucks for you. So yeah, wait for him to shoot and then dodge. And also after you've hit him a few times, he'll go for this sort of crappy punch grab. Just be ready to dodge on that too. He can catch you off guard with a shot or a headbutt sometimes, but to be honest, he's quite easy to avoid. He's really predictable when you're hitting him with the pipe.
I can see.
Alright. And there's a good gap between his shots as well a lot of the time. Yeah, just avoid that grab. He does a lot of damage with each attack. That's the thing about this boss. He does crazy damage with each smack.
Cry like a little girl. And then you'll just curl up
I feel like
and it's gonna feel great.
Angela's story is a little more involved than Eddy's. Also, there's a boss... well, sorry, not a boss fight. An ending that relates a lot to Angela and Maria, but not Eddy, unless I don't know, maybe there is, and I just haven't really paid a huge amount of attention, but you know, you don't really have to do anything in regards to Eddy like you would with Angela. Like with Angela, you have to inspect the knife a bunch and talk to her whenever you find her, but yeah, I don't think there is much to do with Eddy. Alright. Where is he? So this phase is the one with the least visibility. When he enters the next phase and the carcasses are all moving around, he's a little bit easier to see. I was very lucky not to get hit there. I dodged towards him at the last second and kind of clipped through him. The game is really generous with iframes, I will say that much. When you're dodging, it's really generous, but that's a good thing. It could be really annoying if, you know, you're trying to dodge and the game just screws you. I feel like a lot of people would get very frustrated if that was the case. Sometimes I feel like games focus too much on being perfect like that. They try and be Dark Souls, where if, you know, an enemy's hitbox collides with yours, you're just taking the damage and there's nothing you can do about it, whereas it's okay sometimes for games just to be games where it's like, you know, forgiving that you got the dodge off, and even though the hitboxes are colliding, you're in the middle of a dodge, so it's gonna basically count as you avoided the attack, which is nice with this game. Alright, so we just have one little more phase to smack him up. Alright. Smack, smack. Just try and keep your eyes on him at all times. Be ready to avoid his shots. Haven't really hit him much yet. Yeah, one thing that's kind of annoying with the melee stuff is if you're sort of standing on a ramp or an elevated surface, the attacks don't always work very well. Like, it seems like James won't do his lunge. Look at that damage. That's two... I'm pretty sure that's 2 health states right there. I'm like 1 shot right now. If I'd have got shot there, I was dead. Alright. There is a med drink in this room. I'm not sure if I've picked it up yet. Come on, Eddy. There we go. Fuck that guy. He killed a dog. I hope your death was extremely painful. Alright. So now we can leave this area and we're moving on to the hotel, which is the last area we have to do. Not a huge amount left of the game. We've got about, I want to say 40 minutes, but it might be a little less than that. I'm not sure. One thing I want to mention is also save point there if you want to save it. There's an achievement tied to staying on the lake for 10 minutes. So if you want to get a cheeky achievement, if you just stay here and don't press anything for 10 minutes, you get an achievement. And I think not a lot of people have got that one because it only takes a minute or two to get across the lake. I think the idea behind it is it's I'm not sure if it's in a single playthrough or it's counting the time over multiple playthroughs. So, you know, if you play through the game a ton of times to get all the endings, you'll eventually get this achievement anyway. But if you just want to get it out of the way, you could just leave James sitting in the boat and, I don't know, go make a sandwich or take a shit or something, and you'll come back to the achievement. A really easy one, but easy to miss as well, unless you look through the achievements, I guess. Alright. So we'll kind of just, if you haven't guessed, we're just following the light that's in the distance, and we'll eventually reach the hotel. Not far at all to go now. The hotel as well is not too complicated. There are a few puzzles you can actually skip if you've just got the solutions, which is nice. Doesn't take too long. The last couple of boss fights as well aren't too bad with the pipe. So, smooth sailing, not too far at all to go now. Hopefully you guys are keeping up well with time. I think we're around 3 hours in or something like that. It's hard to tell what the game is counting time-wise, because different games handle things differently. Like if you most games, when you pause it, the timer stops going up, and also when you're in cutscenes or menus and stuff, like the game doesn't count that time most of the time. But I'm honestly not sure if it handles itself anything like Resident Evil anyway. And I just think it's a pretty good system, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just followed suit with that. Okay, so grabbing that map when we dock up, we're coming up here and then up these stairs. And I'm not going to waste too much time getting to the hotel. It's just ahead of us. We have a little cutscene with Laura in a minute. And then we need to get to work with getting the little figurines for the music box. Okay. So, now that we're here, we'll get this cutscene with Laura.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did.
Alright. So, follow around this way to the right, and you've got a save point on your right, which we're going to use. Well, I used just to work point to point. Guy was going and getting figurines, coming back here, saving it, getting the next one to separate everything and make everything a little more concise if maybe you were struggling to get one of the figurines. As soon as you come back out of there, though, head to your left and grab the map that's just here, and then we need to go this way. Oh, no, yeah, we're going basically towards where Laura was running away, but if you head right first into the bar, you can get a med drink that's just sitting on the table right here. And then we're going to go this way and to the right and hit a hard right again. A couple of enemies in this area, you might want to take them out. One thing that happens a lot in the hotel, like I've mentioned many times, I'm doing a lot of saving and loading just to really perfect my route when it comes to the run. But if you do that, like save and then back out to the menus and load and stuff, the game will respawn these enemies that you've killed. Like, they'll just spawn back in. It's weird. Alright, so let's go in here then and come around to grab this key. I think this is room 107? Oh, no. It's the utility room. Don't ignore me. This is not room 107. This is the utility room. We come in there to get the, I think it's the Sunrise Hall key or something like that. And we're going to come back the way we entered, and then we're going to go upstairs, and we can open one of the doors immediately up here. And I'm pretty sure it's on the right side. Yep. Here we go. Let's open that. And we're going to jump through here to the left. Okay. And go through this door, unlock it. A couple of enemies in this room. But we're going to go to the immediate left and grab the key that's just on the chair here. Room 202. And then we're going to come around here. Be careful, because there's a couple of enemies lurking about. Here we go. Let's get them beat up. Alright. Bang. Done. And there's one more, I think, lurking around the back somewhere. But we need to get the ripe apple that's here. There it is. Oh. Got one hidden. Alright, let's grab the ripe apple. And we're going to head back this way now. Head out here. And jump over here. And now we've got the room 202 key. We're going to go and find that, which is here, I think. Oh, no, the other way. It's down the corridor. I think I was just looking at door numbers here to make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, keep going. We've got another enemy here. Right. Stomp, stomp. Angry stumps. Alright, and then we're looking for room 202, which I think is, yeah, this one. Use the key. And this room has a mirror piece on the bed right here. Grab that. Come back. I'm going to slap the ripe apple in place. And then we need to solve the puzzle with the mirror pieces. You can just follow along with me if you want to, or just figure it out yourself. Either way. This one goes in just there on the top right. This one I think is actually on the right side in the middle. Yeah, right there. Yeah, just like that. This one goes at the bottom. Yep. And then we got one more from the inventory. Slap that there. And then this one is the only one left. And that's that puzzle finished. Finishing that puzzle will open the room next to this one. I think it's 201. And that's where you get the Cinderella figurine, I believe. No, the Snow White one. My bad. Snow White. Okay, so now that we've got Snow White, we need to head back the way we came. We've got these dickheads all running around. I hate these guys. They're really weak, but they're just creepy. Okay, so I feel like people who have got phobias of spiders are going to have a real big problem with those enemies, but luckily for me, spiders not a phobia for me. Alright, so we're going to use the music box key. Open this up. And then we can put Snow White in her place. Okay, so moving on then, I think we're going to go and get the Cinderella figurine next. So back upstairs, and we're heading to, I think are we going left here or right? We're going right. Okay. So now we're up here. We want to jump back through this area. And we could have got this a little bit earlier, but like I said, I wanted to do these individually just to make them a little bit clearer. Hop through here. And we got the nurse. Let's beat her up. Get out of my sight. Well, she really wants it. Yeah, I couldn't get this med item just because of the awkward position that the nurse fell in. And I can't shoot the case because of melee only. So I was sort of stuck. Just not being able to get this, so I had to leave it and just go. But it's there if you can get it. Alright, so another nurse. Let's deal with her. Some sneaky dodges. Oh. And again. A couple more hits, she should be done. There we go. Good night. Okay, so one thing that's really awkward is getting the stomps. Like, sometimes you... Because there's an achievement tied to killing enemies with stomps, like 50 enemies with stomps. But, getting those stomps can be really awkward, man. Just because James will just go for a smack with the pipe over that. You have to be, like, I think, stood on top of the enemy to get the stomp. And when you're fighting, you're not really thinking about positioning yourself, you know, on the particular atomic molecule. To get, you know, a stomp off. You're just trying to get the hit. Can be kind of hard to remember. Took me a while to get that one done. Alright, so all the way down after unlocking that door. It just gives us a quicker way to get back rather than having to go all the way around. And we're going to come back down here after getting that key. And I think now we're going to room 107. So I mentioned to you guys that these enemies respawn. We killed them earlier and they come back. I don't think this happens in all of the sections of the game, but it definitely happens here. Kind of weird. Maybe it's... I might have restarted the game or something like that. Could possibly be something to do with that. Still trying to figure out a lot of this game's nuance, man. All games have these weird little quirks to them, you know. And this one is in... It's in Unreal Engine, right? I think this game is. And one thing that's interesting about that is recently a mod was developed by a very clever mod developer. By the way, we're coming out here to get a key. We need to come over to this gazebo, fight these enemies as you see fit. You can avoid that one nurse that I just ran past a second ago. Yeah, a mod was released by a very clever modder called Praydog, who makes the VR mods. He made the VR mods for Resident Evil 2 and 3 and stuff. But he made a mod that allows Unreal Engine games to work in VR. Like, really seamlessly. Like, it'll shift the game into first person and give the game motion controls and stuff like that, you know, so you can use your hands in the game. Really easily. Like, it's some crazy mod that works really well. You just saw that nurse spawn. That was weak. So, I'm interested to see if that works with this game, because I think it's any game over a certain version of Unreal Engine will work with that. So it'd be cool to see if you could play this game with it. I suppose the only thing that would be a little bit strange would maybe be the pipe or something. The only thing that would work weird would be like the melee combat or something like that, because you've got to do a lot of dodging, you know, that might make you like quite motion sick. But I suppose if you could bind it to a button and it still worked, be interesting to look into that. All right. So we are heading up now. After getting the fireplace key from outside, we unlocked the door to get outside. Now we've got the fireplace key. We're going to come down here, open this, and we're going to get attacked by a mandrake. Is it called? No, is it? No, is it a mandarin? It's a mandrake. That's Harry Potter, man. Like, I think it's called a Is it a mandarin? I don't know. I have no idea. This dickhead, this big-armed, Stretch Armstrong wannabe fangirl twat. This is who we're fighting. Okay. And this fucker is actually hard to kill. Like, you really need to smack this one up. Because you can only really take one hit, one swing a lot of the time as well. Because it'll attack you so frequently. I kind of got lucky here and it kept moving away from me a little bit. So I got more swings off. But this is a tedious fight with the pipe. It really is. You can end up sinking a lot of heals into this fight. The tongue attack is also really delayed. But it does this stupid scream attack, and you just need to wait it out. It's very annoying, but what can you do? Keep hitting it as much as you can, and just smacking it. We've got a ways to go yet. All this for a Cinderella figurine. Alright. Smack, smack, smack. We're doing very well, though. Not a huge amount of the game left. We've got about half an hour left. Decent. Pretty decent. I really hope the guide's been helping you out. Just a public service announcement. I'll have a collectibles guide coming out soon, although that's going to take me some time to put together. So watch this space. And you'll be able to get that. Get a bunch of your achievements sorted, although people have more than likely already got that out, but yeah, I'm gonna do my best to get it put together and released soon. Okay. Drink. Smack. 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 Smack some more. Just keep smacking it. Bitch's knees got a little bit wobbly there. Did you see that? That was weird. Alright. Such a tedious fight. This is probably the most tedious fight in the entire game with the pipe. Not difficult. Just long. Even like the pyramid head fight where you have to fight the two pyramid heads, that doesn't feel as difficult as this at all. Come on. Smack, smack. Just keep smacking, smack. There we go. So when it goes to the ground, it'll actually be done. The music keeps playing like it's still alive, but it's not. Just leave at that point. You've got a med drink right here. And we need to push this thing out of the way so we can smash the wall and get out of here now, because the door is blocked. Alright. I'm out. So in this room, there's I think the red can of paint is around here somewhere. You don't actually need that. I'm pretty sure I grabbed it, but yeah, we don't need this because you essentially use it towards getting a solution to a puzzle, but because we already know the solution, we just don't need that paint. So feel free to leave that behind if you want. Entirely up to you. Right. I'm gonna beat up this guy. And then I'm gonna go down these stairs. And we can go and put Cinderella in the music box. That's 2 out of 3. And then we have to go and do the Little Mermaid one. Now, you may remember this if you've already done a playthrough of the game, as the area where you have to put all your stuff away. And on my first playthrough, I didn't actually die once. And in this area, though, I was really panicked because I didn't have any healing items. I was really hurt. And I was being super careful. But a lot of the time spent in this next area is due to you needing to get a safe code, but we just have it right at the start. But we're coming up here. This is the reading room on the map if you're interested. We get the 4 books that are in this room. And number 4 is right there. Okay, and these represent the images that are on the painting right there. And it's also to do with the spears, and the way the spears are pointed is like, you know, upside down. So you need to put them upside down in their order. But that's basically bull on the bottom left, eagle on the top left, lion or eagle on the top right, and then lion on the bottom right. And that'll open it up. Pretty straightforward. Alright, and then if you're playing on standard like I am, the solution to the puzzle to get the elevator key here is deed done. There we go. Deed done. Sorted. And then we get our elevator key. And we can head to probably not, I wouldn't say this next area is difficult, but it's definitely a bit, it's a nice idea, I'd say, because it's, you know, it just takes away all of your weapons and you just can't defend yourself like you usually would. You have to be really careful. Although, to be honest, against these big enemies, you don't really want to fight them. Alright, so let's put all our stuff away and go down the elevator. Yeah, this area is made a lot easier if you know the safe code, which we do. I think the code is 7414, I'm pretty sure. So just slap that in, get the key, and you're out of this area straight away, you know. 7414. Sorted. Alright, so now you're looking for the door with the red exit sign above it, which is just to your left, right here. Let's go ahead and open this up and leave. I got hit with some loud noises. Get me out of here, please. Alright, down we go. We got one more little section to deal with here. And we need to go... we actually need to go over to the right. Usually I go left to try and bait this guy around, but we need to go through this crack to get the valve. And then we need to go back in order to use that valve. So squeeze back through. There we go. And let's go over here through this door. We can squeeze through the wall at the back of this area. It's like a little wine cellar, I guess. And slap the valve on, turn that valve. Alright. So let's go grab this key. And then open this. There we go. And then head back out here, grab the valve, open this with the key. And then we need to use the valve inside here on the right. Just to get rid of the steam. Alright, there we go. Head for here. And grab the Little Mermaid. There we go. Then we can head back out. Before we go and put the last figurine in the box, we just want to go up top and get all of our stuff back. So let's do that. We're just going to come up here, all the way around here onto the left side, and then over to the left again. Swing a hard left through here to get to the employee elevator. or the room that leads to it. And then on the right, in this cupboard, get all your stuff back, and we're good to go. Sorted. Yeah, when you know what you're doing and the codes and stuff, that area is actually really painless, but first time through, man, that area is a struggle. You are right in that struggle bus doing that bit. Alright, down we go. All the way down. And let's slap all of this stuff in. Okay, so we need to turn these discs so that the paths are correct. I don't think that one on the left is actually right. I think I get the other two right. But that one on the left is not right, because it gets stuck, I think. Yeah. I should have really had a closer look, because it's blocking... well, Snow White's one is blocking Cinderella's one, but yeah, there we go. That should all be good now. Okay, so once you've done that, you'll get sent down to this part of the puzzle, and you need to turn the left key 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you need to turn the middle key 5 times. That's 5. And then the right key once. So 7, 5, 1. And then everything should go well, and the thing should start playing and drop you a key. There we go. 3rd floor key. Sorted. And I like to go and save before we carry on here, but you don't have to. We've just got to head up towards the 3rd floor where we can get the hotel complete. So that was a relatively painless hotel. Again, just takes a little bit of time, but we got it sorted. We got there in the end. Not too many enemies to fight here, but yeah, it makes a huge difference when you know where you're going, you know. Like, I remember doing this for the first time and really just getting lost and turned around and stuck trying to find stuff. I'm sure many of you are the same. That's what makes this game take such a long time. Alright, so coming down to the end here, opening up room, is it 312? Yeah, 312. And we're going to interact with the tape player, the VHS player. I bet some of you are far too young to know what one of these is. Alright, because I am an old bastard. Right, we can't skip this cutscene. We actually have to watch it for the beginning of it, at least. Eventually you can skip it. Okay, there we go. And now we're in the Otherworld Hotel. And shouldn't be... I don't think there's enemies here to fight. Maybe there's a couple. I honestly can't remember. There's not many either way. But we're going to come down here and open this door to the right. And we need to come through here into the bathroom of this room. And squeeze through. There we go. And go this way, and then right, come down, and in the back of this area there's a cart that we need to grab and shove on top of these broken floorboards, and that'll send this thing through the floor. And yeah, just get that sorted real quick. Let's give it a good push. There we go. Get in there. And then we can jump down this hole. There we go. Yep. So we've really only got to navigate this area and then beat Pyramid Head and then beat Maria, and we're done. Really not a lot left at all now. Let's come through here then and all the way around. Keep going, keep going. Open this up. Oh, yep. There we go. Sorted. I'm going to hop up here. Beautiful. Okay. Keep going, keep going. All the way around here to the elevator. And we'll go into the basement. Which is very nicely flooded at the moment. Okay. Skip this cutscene. follow this stuff around. Keep going, man. Keep going. We're going to go around the bar and through this door that's just on the right as you come through. Alright. And then through here. Again, there's a few enemies actually in this area, but they're all actually like dying or something. So you don't actually have to fight them. You see them all like falling over and like it's all coming to an end for them. Alright. Nice. Let's get up here. Oh. Yeah. So, not really pressed too much for time here. We got plenty left, but let's just follow this around. When you see the nurse, you know you're going the wrong way. You want to go through this door. Over here, yeah. Be it just behind. And around. And you don't have to attack these enemies. You can if you want to, but you might as well just leave them. They're not going to do anything. Keep going. And then eventually we'll come to like a grid of save points. And we're going to save it there. I would advise saving before you use this next save point because you've got to fight Pyramid Head and Maria. So I would advise saving it right there. Well, you've got to fight 2 Pyramid Heads. Although, to be honest, if you're doing the melee-only stuff like me, this fight really isn't that bad, as you would think. But you might think to yourself, 2 Pyramid Heads, goddamn, but what you want to try and do is dodge them and then go for one attack. Like, literally dodge, attack, just do that. That seemed to work the best for me. Fight really doesn't take a long time. In fact, I think this fight was easier with melee weapons than it was with guns. Because I think there's a bit of confusion. For me, there's definitely confusion. You think, oh, maybe I shouldn't shoot him in the head because it just seems really protected, you know? Like, I don't know if it does damage or not. But just keep smacking him. Fucking traffic cone enthusiast over here. Alright. Yeah, we're most of the way through this fight already. Look around if you need ammo, but I want to grab this med drink. I only have a couple left, but I've got 13 syringes. Let's go ahead and use one of them. Oh god, he's lucky I got that off. He probably would have killed me right there. Oh man. There he goes again. Ugh. Smack, smack. Oh, that was the big one. I'm pretty sure, like, they're very close to being done now. Now that one's done. Other one's about to be. There we go. Easy. Light work. Alright, and grab the eggs from their hands. Put them in the door. I've heard, again, that you put both of these in the door, and depending on which door you go through, it counts towards certain endings. But again, I just don't know. Like, you're better off looking up this stuff. I will make a video that explains it in more depth when I have more information, but so far I just hear a lot of contradicting things. Also, this conversation, when you're running through the hallway, standing here and listening to the whole conversation counts towards certain endings, and running all the way through it and not listening also counts to certain endings. I think the Maria ending is you don't listen to the conversation, and the leave ending is don't listen as well, but the in water one you have to listen, or something like that. Like I said, it's tough to know at this point for me. I've really only focused on this guide and just doing a casual playthrough on stream. But I'll get around to it. I'll get around to endings. Just got to keep reading stuff and looking into it and asking people questions and whatnot. Alright, so we've only got the final boss left. Again. to fight.
But I guess the hospital's making it like.
That is a little bit challenging with the pipe, but probably
Why are you still here?
the longest fight in the game. Just because it just takes time to do damage to her, but I don't think it's particularly difficult. We got plenty of heals, that's all that matters. We don't need ammo, so we just got to get to it and beat her up. Show her what for. Let's go. Very close to being done, man. Final countdown, all that stuff. Some of you might tune out at this point, and if you do, thank you for watching. I hope the guides helped you out and all that good stuff. If you want to support me, just like and subscribe and comment and all that good shit. And if you want to come and join the community and watch me run this game this weekend or just in the future, come on over to twitch.tv/ifreams. I'm going to be going for all endings this weekend, trying to do different endings and just talking about the game and stuff if you want to come over. Twitch.tv/ifreams, and thanks for watching. But if you're here for this boss fight, let's do it. Let's kill this last boss, get this done, get these achievements out of the way. Alright. So this first phase is kind of weird. She doesn't come down very much unless she throws out one of these mothball things. Like you'll see her sort of bob down for a second when she does it. If she doesn't do it, she'll just sort of sink back into the floor. Like right there, when she does that, that's your opportunity to hit her. But you can also hit the mothball that she sends out. There we go. Cheeky couple of attacks. You can only really hit her once or twice when she does it, but it's better than nothing. First phase can be a little bit tricky because of that. You just gotta take the attacks when you can. I actually hit her on the backswing there, the mothball thing. Got a little bit lucky. Yeah, she ain't coming down this time. Just about being patient, waiting for her to show up. I think now she starts going for more like melee attacks. You've just got to dodge them up, wait for the opportunities to hit. There's a lot of patience involved in this fight and just following her around. Pretty sure she was beating me up in the last phase of this fight. But for the most part, it's quite easy to dodge her attacks. It's just trying to get close enough to hit her. She just moves around a fair bit, so getting close enough to get those attacks off is hard. Alright. There we go. Have some of that, you slag. A bit more. Oh, God. Right. Smack, smack. Again, more smacks. Oh, she's still coming. Okay. There we go. Have some of that. Right. So, now we're in this dark-ass environment. And, we need to wait for it to break through the ceiling and... Again, just get the hits on her, man. When you're close enough and you got the opportunity, dodge when you need to. Just keep smacking her when you can. She'll send out the mothballs again. Just need to do your best to avoid getting smacked, really, because you've got to get really close, you know? Oh, you got me then. It's also just so hard to see. But I like that challenge. It makes the game way more creepy when it's dark, you know? I need to be careful, though, because when I render this video, it'll probably come out darker than what I'm seeing, so I'm really gonna need to crank up that brightness, man. Alright. Okay. I think we got to hit her at least a few more times. I haven't hit her that much. I need to heal. Is what I need to do. I think I was being hesitant to use syringes here. I don't know why I've got so many. Should really just bang one on. Oh, there she is. It's creepy how she just hangs there. staring at you. There we go, that'll do. Healthy. Alright, we are past the halfway mark of this fight. There we go. Right, final phase then. So, I'm pretty sure, yeah, she was messing me up in this phase. I kept missing attacks and stuff, but doesn't matter as long as we get it done, right? Let's get this finished, man. Come on, stop running away, you big pussy. Smack, smack. Alright. Oh. Ugh. Hanging around in that bed all day. Had enough of your shit, love. Time to go touch grass. Okay. Oh. I really felt like she hit me more in this section. Maybe I've got some hits to come. Yeah, here we go. I was trying to use a syringe here and she just kept hitting me. I couldn't do anything. I was lucky that she went into this transparent Mighty Morphin fucking section. Give me a chance to heal. That grab attack is disgusting. Let's heal up again. Might as well use the syringe. Got so many of them. Pretty sure I ended with several left. Alright. Smack. Oh! And it's so... getting close to her to get the hits is so hard because she backs off so fast. Like, it's different with guns, right? Okay. Just keep smacking her, James. Bang her at. Go on, mate. Smack. Oh, she's so close. There we go. There we go. Have some of that. And you can listen to her say James here, or you can just smack her in the mouth. Alright, so that's it. We did it. Beautiful. Happy days. So hopefully the guide helped you get your achievements. And like I said, this was on new game, so it says ending clear, 1 out of 8. I've only got one. I've only got one of the endings. 0 shots fired, enemies killed by shooting, 0. Very good. I did catch a couple of deaths through this run, but obviously they were all edited out. 3 hours and 40, although I think the run time here on YouTube's a little bit shorter than that. I guess it's some of the stuff that I was doing in menus counted or whatever. But yeah, I did get the achievements we were looking for. The radio turned off, the faster than fog, and the melee only one, whatever it's called. I think it's called Too Close or something like that. Yeah, all of those did pop. You don't see them pop on my recordings here because I'm playing on Steam, but yeah, I did get them all, which is great. Let me know if you got your achievements from using this guide. I always like to hear of success stories from my guides. I appreciate you if you have watched until the end. A lot of work goes into these guides. I don't know, some of you know that already, but yeah, it means a lot for those of you who stick around to the end. Even if you're not using it to get yourself achievements, maybe you just like watching these videos or whatever. I really do appreciate that. If you want to come and watch me work towards putting some of these guides together, or just come watch me play games in general, come on over to Twitch. I know I mentioned it a few times, but come on over to twitch.tv/iframes. If you're not a Twitch type person, just leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new here and all that good shit. And yeah, man, I'll see you in the next one. There'll be more guides like this coming soon. Look forward to the all endings guide and a collectibles guide too. I'll try and get those sorted real soon. Like I said, if you want to come and watch me this weekend, I think I'm going to try and do the different endings of this game. So if you want to come and see me attempt that and try and play through the game multiple times to get different endings, come on over to Twitch. And the link for my Twitch should be down below in the comments. I usually pin it. at the top of my comment section. But yeah, man, thank you all very much for watching again. Have yourself a fantastic day. Let me know again if the video has helped you out. Have a great day. And until next time, take it easy.